Oh, hey, everybody. What's up? My name is Joey B. I'm just hanging out. We decided to go live today, of all days. And guess who we have with us? We got Ondray. If you don't know Ondray Pearson, y'all, you're going to know him today. Because today we got Ondray. Yo, always check out blindknowledge.com. The website is up. We are ready to service if you need services. We are ready to promote if you need promotion. We are ready to do something different. We're ready to change what is out there right now. I'm not trying to change the world. We're just trying to change the options, the variety, rather. If you don't know me, my name is Joey B. We're bringing Ondray in right now. If you want to talk to me and Ondray, 877-366-7778. Nah, scratch that. 877-239-1143. We're going to bring Ondray on right now. Here he comes. Hello, Ondray.
How you doing?
Welcome to the show. This show, I probably should talk about the name. We have it listed as Dropping Knowledge. This will be live on Blind Knowledge. And today, folks, over on Twitter, over on Twitch, over on the moon, pretty much is what we have today. We're everywhere, dude. We have this gentleman right here, folks. His name is Ondray Pearson. He is a YouTuber. He is a master of relationships. He is politically, religiously, he's just a motivated dude. He has opinions and he backs it up. Oh yeah, hey Ondray, I'm talking about you. How you doing, man?
I appreciate it.
Welcome
Hey,
to
you're
the
right
show.
on point. You're on point.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank goodness. It's a good start, So let me ask you, Ondray. I already noticed you're huge on YouTube. What do you do, and where can people find you before we get started?
Well, my company that I run is called ODP Media Group. And under ODP Media Group, we provide a lot of business services, and we have a lot of sister companies. And one of the sister companies that people can find me on all the platforms and social media is up under Why Does Love Hurt So Good? Because on that channel, I do a lot of relationship coaching, and I offer different views and opinions on different videos, books, and things that people can understand. So all the social medias, you can find me on all of them under the name Why Does Love Hurt So Good?
Why Does Love Hurt So Good? All right. We have a picture, folks. We have a picture right over there in the brand section. Now, you said this is the second edition or your second book?
This is the second book out right now. It's currently out on the market. And of course, we always have new books in the wings. We do also have, as part of my company, we have a musical CD out called Crazy Genius. And it promotes different artists we have out right now. So those artists that's featured on the soundtrack of the CD itself is basically artists that's looking to get certain deals to certain companies. But as musicians and producers ourselves, we're looking at promoting into movie soundtracks, TV shows, turning the book we have into a screenplay to shows like that. So, but besides the relationship information that I do, this is the other things we do at ODP Media Group. So for people who like to get into those kind of things and need that extra help or some resources and tools to help them along the way, this is what we do.
Sounds like you do a lot. It sounds like you do a lot for sure. Where can people go to check out your media group? Is there a website address?
WhyDoesLoveHurtSoGood.net.
WhyDoesLoveHurtSoGood.net. I love that. You're a man of branding, which is it's very important. I don't know if you know the full story, but the Blind Knowledge branding right now is not on point. Not at all. I'm still looking to reach out to and find who has the usernames Blind Knowledge on Twitter, Instagram, and all the different locations. Tough to find. Yeah. So, props to you for being able to do that. The name itself, though, I got to ask you, the name itself, is that something original, or did you pick it up somewhere? Yeah.
It's original. It's an original thing I used to use before I even did the book, that I would do talks with people. And I always would tell them, ask the question, rather, why does love hurt so good? And people always ask me, what about, they like the title, they want to know about it. And what exactly, how did I come about the whole thing? And it's very simple. In this world that we live in as people, We're always looking for someone to love. No matter how much our love experiences hurt us, we always seek out love from someone else. So hurt so good, not so bad, but so good, because when it's good, it's good. But when it's bad, it hurts.
No one likes to hurt.
Exactly. So we jump it, we take ourselves and throw back out there again to find someone to fill that void of what we used to have.
You just changed my whole vibe, Ondray. You just changed my whole vibe. So, all right. You talk about hurt. You talk about relationships. You talk about the good, the bad. It sounds like a lot of yin and yang.
Correct.
Good and evil. Good and bad, I guess.
People today do this. People choose their partner based on preference, and they should pick their partner based on purpose. So we pick people off of preference because of the way they look, the way they made us feel for the moment, but they don't have the attributes that we need, really do need, to be in love and happy with them. When we pick someone on our purpose, we always pick someone that has some of the same qualities and attributes that we want in a mate. And sometimes that may not be the person that's the best looking person. It may be someone that looks good, but they treat us nice. Because you'd be surprised at how many people think that we date one another because we get along so well. That's not exactly what it is. Women don't give men second chances on dates because of how they, how much money they spent that night. They give men second chances on dates by the way they make them feel when they're with them.
It's a lot of information there, Ondray. That's a lot of information. I heard you right in my heart, though. You're saying that it doesn't really come down to looks, doesn't come down to situations. It comes down to who is the best. Would you say it's the best counterpart?
Yes, we need to find someone who actually wants to do some things that we do that can be our yin to our yang, because we're not going to find someone that's exactly like us. Besides that, you wouldn't want nobody who's just like you. You'd be bored. That's the reason why opposites attract.
You know, that's a good point that you make. And shout out to Flip It a Switch. Flip It a Switch. I appreciate it. I try to look good, although it is just so difficult. Ondray's in the room. You know, I'm just trying to keep up, man. And Ondray, we have, and for everyone out there too, we have the chat available through Restream. We have it through the Blind Knowledge YouTube, and we have it through the Blind Knowledge on Twitch. So if you see me looking this way, it's because I'm reading some cool stuff from the fans, the folks. And if you have any questions, definitely drop it in the chat. We'll give it to Ondray. I will present it to the man himself, and we'll see if we can get you an answer. All right, Ondray. I got to know. We all got to know. When you have these conversations with, and is it mostly women or is it men and women?
Mostly 88% of my clientele are women. So they're always coming to me with different scenarios. But men do chime in every once in a while because they need answers as well, but they're a little bit afraid of letting people know they need help.
Yeah, I can see that. I'd have difficulty doing that myself. It was hard to get that out because just to even admit that, you know, I wouldn't want to do that just offhand. But when you have these conversations, when you have these meetings or you do shows, whatever you would classify, you know, you being helpful to another party or at least showing them a bigger picture, do you find that you encounter rather folks that are hurting or folks that are just looking to spice up their already great relationship?
That's a good question. And a lot of times I come across women that I talk to who just don't understand their man from their perspective. See, women have a tendency to ask us questions that they want us to confirm for them. And sometimes for the man, one of the questions I get asked a lot by women is, why do men lie? And I say, first of all, women coming with their objective is to confirm what they think is a problem from us. Our perspective as men are saying, I have you and a side chick. What would be the benefit of me telling you the truth? Because I could lose both you and the side chick. So they don't tell you the truth because they can't see a way or understand a reason why it's beneficial to them and tell them doing so.
Hold up. There's a lot to unravel there too. You speak very elegantly, by the way.
Thank you.
You get a lot of information out very like simply and quickly, and I appreciate that for sure. And I'm sure our viewers and listeners do too. So you try to basically open up the horizons, would you say?
Correct. Open up and get them to understand to
Okay.
switch places. Because if they want to
Mm.
know why men do the things that they do or why women do the things that they do, they need to understand exactly where they're coming from. So before I begin and jump into it, I have to ask some questions. I have to know what's going on, what you believe is going on, and what do you actually want to happen at the end of the conversation that we have. And a lot of times they just want instant answers. And I can tell people all the time, there is no one answer fix all problems that's going to fix your relationship. Because for many of us, we got to first understand that if there is a problem, you are involved in it. The person didn't do it by themselves. No one didn't just start it by themselves. You have to ask questions to get answers, to be able to make a recommendation on things based on what they said was happening.
That's interesting. It's interesting that you say that. So, are they able to recognize their own, I don't know, problems or issues?
Well, in the first 30 minutes of a 2-hour session, they would tell me everything that's wrong is blamed on the other person. As we continue to go on in the conversation, I let them know that the person that you're talking about, you had to have some involvement in it. They did not wake up one morning and say, I want to be this rude person to you. Something was building up to a point where these things started to happen. Either you weren't listening when they were talking, or you were trying to be right and you didn't hear them. We do that quite a bit. We can hear people talk to us, but we're not listening. They can say things, but we hear them, but we don't understand. So getting clarification on things that we're doing and saying, we always should ask a simple question. Just ask the person, you just said so-and-so. Are you saying that this is what it is or why you feel this way? Because the one thing I do not do in any sessions with anyone is tell them how they feel, try to deny that they have the feelings that they have, or that they're wrong in the way they feel. You have the right to believe that.
Can anyone actually do that? Can you tell someone how to feel?
Yes, some people I've worked with in this genre can actually, in the wording, how they position it, let the person know and feel that they are wrong in the way they're thinking. But it's not so much as wrong in the way you think, it's changing your mindset to think differently.
877-237-1143. It's 877-237-1143. I got the phone down here, y'all. If you got any questions, concerns, text, call, voicemail over there. We're also on the chat, on Restream. We're on Twitch. We are on YouTube. The man himself, this is Ondray Pearson. He is an author. He is a multimedia guru, most notably over on YouTube. He's someone that I actually personally connected with via Instagram, and we had a lovely conversation. I got to know the man, and we had to do this, y'all. We had to do this. I had to ask these questions that, hopefully we can get some answers to for y'all out there. So, Ondray, how do you meet with, your let's start here, actually, before it's going to be a two-part question.
Okay.
Do you call them consultations or meetings or relationship?
Consultations.
Okay, consultations. How do you meet with folks? Do you ever meet in person or is it mostly virtual? Virtual
Before
chat.
the pandemic, I met them in person. We would meet at certain restaurants or certain places they felt comfortable speaking in an open room, but where people can't hear them. When the pandemic hit, it turned more to Zoom calls, and it's kind of worked out better for them because they can be comfortable in their own home and really talk and say what they want to say on their mind with me. And since we don't do it live, it's a recording of a situation. We're not sharing the personal information if they do not give permission to do so.
Okay, so you keep PHI, HIPAA, all that in back pocket. That's good. That's a good start for sure. For any kind of professional,
Correct.
that is taking on these, it's almost the livelihoods of these folks. Relationships, aren't they kind of the foundation of society?
It is. And the thing about it is that people don't understand that everything in our life that we have accomplished thus far comes from relationships we had with people.
Mm.
You would not be where you are or have the things that you have or grown up in your business or moved around in your relationship without making connections, having relationships. And sometimes that could be just as much important as money is.
I bet you there's some people out there that disagree. They just want some green in their pocket and they think they can buy the world. What would you say to
Well,
those people?
they could buy the world, but as you have seen many times, many people, when you have all the money and you have no friends, nobody to share it with, you just spending. You're not happy. You just spending. And some people don't mind spending, but at the end of the day, no one can tell me this. No one wants to be by themselves. Let's just get it out there. You hear people say, I'm good by myself, or I'm single, I'm good being single. You may be good for the moment, but this planet, in the way that it is designed, you are not placed here to be by yourself. And no one wants to live a life by themselves. They can tell you a lot they want to.
I'm gonna take the other side of that argument.
Okay.
Just as, I don't know, to play devil's advocate, I guess you could say. What if you got a hermit? Hermit loves to be alone, maybe, or at least for part of their life. Maybe they just need a year away from everything. I'm not saying an antisocial type, but maybe they just don't want to build new relationships. Maybe they've had experiences where they were, like you said at the beginning, hurt. How do you coach these folks?
Well, we have to first ask the question, how do we get to where you are currently? And is it where you
Okay.
want to stay? Because even if you take a year off, at some point you're going to come back into the fold of meeting and talking to people. You can't buy your groceries without talking to somebody. You can't go to the movies without talking to somebody. You can't order food without talking to somebody. So the question is, what level are we going to go on from 0 to 100? Are we going to step back in and start dating? Or are we just going to just meet friends? Or are we just going to have people we hang out with? Because some people don't like to hang with a group of people. They like to be by themselves and they get homebodies, which is nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you are going to interact. And if you don't know how to interact, you're not going to have any friends.
Well, that would suck. That would suck. I'm very grateful to have friends, to have family, to have relationships with, people out in society. I've burnt bridges and I hope to never do those things ever again because I was young and I didn't realize that words can hurt even if you
Correct.
didn't mean them the way you said them, even if it was a moment in time of arguing or anger or frustration or just depression, just being like, I don't want you in my life anymore. Well, someone might perceive that as okay, they don't want me in my life or they don't want me in their life. And there's, that relationship is just broken.
But
Have you ever come
that
across,
happens
oh,
though.
I'm sorry.
That
Yeah, go
happens
ahead.
though in relationships. Remember now, you hear women today say, I don't need a man. I'm independent.
Mm,
If you look up
okay.
the word
Okay.
independent, it says to do things alone. If you tell a man in front of them you don't want them or need them, why would they chase you?
That's a valid point.
You
That's
just told them I don't
another
need you.
valid point. Yeah. Yeah. Why would they pursue it? That makes perfect sense. Well, actually, in my eyes, I agree. Isn't don't they say, playing hard to get is one of the ways to land a significant other?
Well, playing hard to get, you may not get got.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Now we might have some viewers all over the world, and that word, God, that might be interpreted differently depending on religion, depending on where in the world someone lives, what country, what rules, what knowledge they have, what's been taught to them, or what they've picked up along the way. They may be atheist, they may be theist, agnostic. When you are talking about God, do you believe that the way you present it touches on an aspect of morality or love or maybe understanding, or do you think you're hitting all the audiences?
Honestly, that's a good question. I don't really try to hit them all. Because what I don't want to do, because I know, according to a Christian magazine, 50% of America believes in God. 50% don't.
Wow.
Now, out of that 50% that believe in God, only 9% have read the Bible they carry around and say they following. That means that 41% of Americans that carry their Bible around to believe in God has no idea what the Bible says, and they're waiting for someone to tell them what it is. So when I talk to people, I never tell them that you're right or wrong or believing what you believe in. I'm just simply saying, don't try to sell me your religion when I'm not in it. I can hear about it, but you're not going to convince me to move from where I am if it makes no sense. Give me a good argument, I'll look it up, and if you give me good information that's acceptable, then I should come to the same conclusion that you come to. But if you can't give me good information, then how can I come to the conclusion that you came to?
I think that's a valid answer, just like every other answer we've grabbed from you, Ondray. That's the cool thing about speaking with you, sir, is that you have an opinion. Usually, if not always, at least in my time speaking with you, an educated opinion. And not only that, you back it up. You back it up with sources or research or something to validate your point.
That's the key thing about it. I always ask people before I first start talking about the Bible, is what you're getting ready to tell me what you feel, believe, or what's in Scripture? Because if you tell me what you feel and believe, that's just your opinion. I have no problem with that. But don't tell me what you feel is actually real. You've heard people say that tithing is money.
Yeah.
There's no scripture in the Bible, old and new, that says tithing is money. It's food. Now, if you want to have it represent money, then I can accept it if you say we are collecting money to pay bills in the church. I just don't want you telling me God said, because he never did.
What is tithing for those that don't know?
Tithing is food. You can look in Leviticus verses 27, 30, 31, and 32. It talks about food in the Old Testament. Or you can turn to Matthew 23, 23 and read about food as well. Now, where people get confused about the whole situation is that if you are to bring your food to Jerusalem, and I'm in Virginia, I can't bring a herd of cattle on the plane.
That's a long ride. That's a long travel, dude.
Yeah, what it says to do is to cash in your items here in Virginia, get the money, go to Jerusalem, buy the cattle back, and present it to God as an offering.
Okay.
Now, if people read the Bible who say they believe in God, because everybody don't, if you read the Bible for yourself, for your own understanding, there's no pastor can trick you with half truths.
You're saying there's pastors out there with half truths.
Pastors out there that not only half truth but lies, straight up lies.
Whoa! That's a heavy argument. Not even an argument. That's just heavy right there, man.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah, please do. I need some evidence to back that up, dude.
Churches today have got two criteria that they do in church. They keep their congregation giving money and believing in what they say based on fear and doubt. They will get you feared in that if you don't give money to a church, God's not going to bless you. There's no scripture that says that. But because you don't know for yourself, you haven't read for yourself. It's in the Bible in plain English. So when you they got you under guilt. They got guilting you into doing things. But then again, if you think about what they're doing, and you read Malachi 3:8, where it says, "Would a man rob God in tithes and offerings?" It's the people who give him money who get tax forms back at the end of the year that is robbing God. Do you think God is stupid to not know you're loaning him the money for 12 months, wait for blessings? At the end of the year, you get your tax form back, file your taxes, get your money back, go spend it. Are you not robbing God? But if you read that whole scripture, Malachi 3:9, 10, 11, and 12, you will understand plainly it's talking about food. It says bring the meat to the storehouse, not the money.
Bring the meat to the storehouse, not the money.
Which is food. The argument is all the pastors tell me I talk to that we can't pay bills with food. I agree, you can't. But here's what I want you to do. God never said the three phrases they use on you in church to get you to give money out of guilt. and fear is God said, the Bible says, and God told me to tell you. None of
God
those
said,
things.
the
God
Bible
said,
says, and
God told me to
God
tell you.
told me to tell you. Okay.
That's what they
Okay.
use as fear to get you in. Now, because the churches today mostly are a club in which you pay dues 52 weeks out the year, and they're not talking really about God or using God as the product to sell what they're trying to put out there, their narrative. Because if you read the Bible, you know that tithing is given 3 to 5 times a year, not 52. So the question is, who turned food from the Bible into collecting money? Man did.
Society did, right? Oh, man.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
now
I
look what
guess.
they tell you in the Bible. Money is the root of all evil. If it is, why we want it so badly?
Isn't it like Adam and Eve, the apple?
It's like the story of Adam and Eve, to the point where God knew when he put them there that this is what it was going to be. He already knew your future. So if you think about the story of Adam and Eve, Adam was brought here first. And men always think that we are supposed to be at the top of the pyramid. Actually, we are not. We're at the bottom of the pyramid because we are the foundations in which everything stands. Now, God put Adam in the garden. He didn't even present him a woman before he presented him work. And it wasn't until Adam got his stuff together that God presented him a woman. Now, like in today's society, our job as head of household is to inform our wives or girlfriends, whoever we're dating, information. He was supposed to do the same thing about the tree of knowledge to not eat. But did he do that in the Bible? He did not. She went and ate the fruit from the tree, and like an idiot, he turned around and took a bite as well, knowing the rules and regulations of that tree. And according to scripture, when God comes into the garden and said, Adam, what happened? Like men do today when we mess up things with our relationship, who do we blame it on? The woman. And that's exactly what Adam did in the story. He blames it on Eve. So again, the correlation between the two is exactly the same. Nothing has changed.
That's ridiculous. It's amazingly ridiculous. It's not right. It's something that you would think would have been changed in our genetics and learning from our history. Why do you think we're still, having that mentality
Because
over and over and
society
over
said
again?
to you, society has told you that in certain households, in certain cultures, we cannot have the man in the family.
Okay.
We cannot have the man there. So they have offered the woman
Okay.
a selection. You can have Section 8 housing and food stamps, but that man cannot stay.
I don't follow. I don't follow. So you're saying the woman holds down the fort and the man just gets tossed out?
Because according to the law, if the woman wants that Section 8 housing that she can pay $100 a month for rent and get food stamp for her kid, she cannot be with that man in that household. Because if he is, they're going to take everything back.
So you're talking just specifically divorce?
No, I'm talking about in general, as far as relationships. In a normal household, man and woman is in the household with the kids. And the man may pay bills or they may split the bills. But according to the Section 8 laws in the world, if a woman want to get a $1,500 a month apartment for $100 a month, here is the rules and regulations. We'll give you that place for $100 a month, and we give you food stamps on top of it. But you can't have no man live with you.
What happens if a man starts to live with her?
She loses everything that she got free. Think about it, $1,500 rent to $100 rent. They're telling them that.
Does a man get to do that? Like the
No,
vice versa?
no,
No?
he's the man. He's
No?
supposed to be able to take care of himself.
What? Really?
Yes.
Really? That's how it is? Like,
Think about it. The women have a
that
lot of
doesn't make
laws in their
sense.
favor. A lot of laws today are in women's favor. Good example of it. If you and your girlfriend have a baby and you put your name to the birth certificate in the hospital, according to the law in the world, you are now the father of that child. You're telling everybody you're the father of the child.
Just a signed piece of paper,
It's a
no
signed piece of
matter
paper.
what
Now
it is.
watch. Let's
Okay.
go 15 years down the road. The child's 15 years old. And you find out the child's not yours. Do you know she still can put you on child support for the remaining 3 years? All because in the beginning, you signed the paper saying that you were the father.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. My mind just blew up there. 3 years just because there was maybe an error or
Well, now the error comes on your part because if you had any doubt that the child may not be yours, you should have had a DNA test in the beginning.
so that's how to
But
cover it.
because the
Okay.
woman told
Okay.
you that, she came to you with a lovely voice and she said, "We're pregnant." You didn't doubt her.
Okay. Okay. And the man never really goes to double check that, basically,
Exactly.
right?
And he gets caught in the catch-22 because she
Okay.
knows that you're not the father. She knows the biologic father is across town, so she's getting money from two people.
Oh, she is. Yeah. Yeah. And you said 3 years, basically.
For instance, if the child was 15, then when you found out, whenever you find, let's say you find it at age 3, for the next 15 years, you still got to pay
Huh.
because you put your name on a birth certificate saying that I am the father.
Is there any specific example that you know of that where that's happened, where the wife or the mother, I should say, whether it's a wife or not, but the mother of the child has just put some random dude's name or
Yes.
even just someone they're dating and it
Yes.
wasn't there?
If
Okay.
you go on
What
YouTube,
happened there,
if you go
dude?
on YouTube and pull up
Whew.
paternity tests
Okay.
videos, you will
Okay.
find on YouTube several hundreds of videos where women have put men in positions to make them believe the child is theirs and the child is not. When I did my research, I found that 410,000 people at that time were told they were fathers of their child when half of
Whoa.
them were not.
Whoa. Whoa. That's a scam racket is what that is.
That's why some women who have cheated on
Wow.
their man don't want them to get DNA testing early on because if they found out early on that the child is not theirs, they may leave at that point and leave you with the baby and no resources to take care of them.
That's hurt. That's hurt. And then the man hurts.
Yes,
What
because he
does that
spent a
man
number of
do?
years bonding with the child, a number of years of you
Yeah,
laying beside him in the
exactly.
bed, saying that you loved him, a number of years thinking that he had a family and told the world he got a child, then to find out that he doesn't. And when most women tell these men that they're in these positions, they tell the men, "Oh well, you can leave if you want to."
That's cold. That's
Yes,
cold. What
they
are
don't
the
get no refund, they don't get
oh
no acknowledgement, and the court says because the child is technically not yours, you don't have rights, but you are legally bound to pay, but you have no rights. So the biological father can step in, take over the rights because he has legal rights, and prevent you from talking to a child that you have raised for a number of years.
whoa. Whoa. Okay, so he's just cut out, basically.
Yes. He's wasted years. Now, if let's say he's 40, he could go find another woman and have a child and live a life with his, child and everything. That's fine. But he was 25 when he met you, and he jumped into the whole thing, feet and all. But now look what you done to him.
Okay.
Now you feel like a fool now for taking care of it. Now his trust issues moving to the next relationship is going to be like what? He can't
Zero?
trust the woman.
Null?
Now the
Like
woman that's in front of him going like, I didn't do anything, and she didn't.
yeah.
But she's feeling the brunt of what happened to him prior. And that takes a while to build trust. So it could be 2 or 3 years before he gets over it. Or it may be so bad where he needs to see someone like me to talk it out, to get over it, to get it out of his heart, to let it go, to forgive and move on. But that's a difficult situation to put a man in. And I always ask the women, why would you want to do him that way?
Why would anyone want to do anyone like that? What do the women say when you ask them?
The women are thinking about themselves and the child. So if the lie can
I'm
take care of
sorry. I'm sorry. You said themselves
themselves
and the child.
and the child. That
So
means for the
first
next 18
themselves.
years, if you can take care of me and this child for the next 18 years, I'll go with the line. I can get taken care of for at least 18 years.
Just riding that train, riding that wave.
So when you do find out at some point, let's say you find out at age 19, what's the point? The child is now raised. They're grown now. No big deal.
Okay. I'm surprised that it doesn't work vice versa.
Nope.
That, you know, well, it kind of makes sense because the woman does have the pregnancy. And yeah, that makes that makes more sense
And
when you think about it
she
biologically.
carries the lie around for a number of years when she could have told it, because people always say, tell each other the truth. We want to know the truth. Well, that's a truth you don't tell. You take it to your grave if you can.
At least for 3 years, right? How do the I don't even know how to phrase this one. Do you consider that evil, immoral, wrong,
Immoral,
or
wrong,
survival?
and well, remember now, survival is a key word here. Remember, women that are taught today in our generation right now are not taught in the household to love a man. They are taught to survive.
Okay,
So
I
if they
follow
got a
you.
man that can take care of them, not because they can't take care of themselves, but a man willing to do this without questioning them, then they'd take it. He may not be the best looking man in the world. He may not be the tallest, whatever, but he is quiet and he has resources that she needs. Now she could be cheating with the other man that she really want to be with on the side, but in his face, in his neighborhood, she's gonna smile at him. And there's so many women who do that right now. They would do that. They would smile on the man's face, allow the man to take care of the children, pay the bills, clothe them, school them, medical, everything. When it comes to disciplining, they always say, no, you can't do that. Their father have to do it. Well, the question is, where the hell are their father now? I'm taking care of everything now. Where are they now? They drive by dads. They drive by and bring presents instead of being present in their life
Or
to those kids.
they probably have some kind of order, court order maybe. Have you ever encountered that where they
Well,
can't even
court,
come
no, no,
into
no.
to
Court,
visit?
I have seen court orders for those things, but not to keep a man away from the child.
Okay.
The thing is that the woman has allowed
Okay.
to keep the man away from a child because she don't want to mess up her current situation.
Mm.
She'll
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
him
yeah. What's
somewhere.
working?
Yeah, she'll meet him somewhere, but he can't really just fall up in there when he want to because the dude may feel some type of way. And if her resources gets up and leave, what's she gonna do? Because remember, the
I don't
guy
know.
she's not with is not father material, nor somebody she want to spend her life with that has resources. The dude that she's with is the one that got those things. So she has to play the middle of the fence and make everybody happy.
Have you ever encountered someone in that situation that didn't know how to level up, that didn't know what they would do without that extra source of income or that extra source of security or someone else to discipline the child, whatever it may be? Were they just scared to let go? Maybe they were a
Yes.
good person and they just didn't know what they got themselves
No,
into.
you
Like,
got it right the first time. Yes, they are scared to let it go because you got to keep in mind if you women don't find millionaires every day, but when you find a guy that's willing to take you on with 3 or 4 kids and they're not his, but he's willing to take on you and the kids because he loves you, that is rare. That is very rare to find a guy willing to take on you and other kids by other men and take care of you. She can't mess that up right now. In the book, when I describe that concept, that information, I describe it as they call women have monkey arms. You ever seen a monkey in a tree? He never let go of the branch.
oh,
He's holding on till he gets another one.
oh, oh, oh.
He's not gonna let go of you until you find another one.
I got what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like from one swing to the next, they don't fall usually.
Exactly. Because he hold on till he get another grip to another one. Goes on. And it's equal. So the tree is just equally strong as this tree was, so he can swing. Woman will find a guy equally, if not more money than the person prior to them taking care of them, and go with them. Then she knows for sure she gone. Then she say things like, "We're just not working out. We're not compatible. I think I should just leave." In other words, I got another guy that's bigger and better than you, and now I can go over and be there. I'm out.
Would you consider those excuses? Or
Oh,
would you just consider that the status quo?
the status quo. Because men would do the same
Wow.
thing. Men would get tired of the woman, have another woman on the side, have it all set up. So a woman get into argument with him because he baits you into the argument till you say the words, "Get your stuff and get out." He's ready to go.
Hmm.
Then when he
That's it.
leaves, yeah, when he leaves, then she's standing there going like, "What I didn't really mean for him to leave. I just was mad at him, but you gave him the out that he wanted."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the option, the out, like you said, it appeared.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. Andre, how long you been doing this, man? How long have you been doing this kind of relationship strengthening and understanding, and all of this great work that you do?
I've been doing this since college. It was for fun to help people early in college.
Oh, cool. So you started for
Yes,
fun.
it was fun
That's from the heart. I respect that a lot.
because I wanted to help men that was in my class, that I was dealing with, to understand the women that you're dealing with right now. They're not stupid. They know what you're doing. They know what you want from them. They're not
Mm.
stupid. But these games that you're playing, I have to get them to understand that if you play games, you have to understand that the object of games is somebody win, somebody loses.
Yeah,
Over
and
the last 20
sometimes
plus years, I've learned these. I learned this. And now I turned it in when I did my YouTube channel and wrote the book. But the YouTube guys I was dealing with and some of the people that was iHeartRadio said, you should turn this into a podcast. You should do a book. You should do this, you should do that, and charge. I said, well, yeah, I
yeah.
could. I could. I mean, it's fun. It's still fun to me. I can do that. And it just kind of picked up because people I deal with and talk to from different places on the internet, from different social media platforms, they say the same thing. They have problems. They just don't know who to go to answer them because here's the deal that you have. When you get mad at your girlfriend, you go to your guys. She go to her
True. You go
girlfriend.
to the bros. Yeah.
Okay, now your friends are going to tell you what you need to hear because they're your friends.
Yeah.
They're not
Usually.
going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you what they want to hear. Now, I tell you all the
That's
time,
true.
when you
Yeah.
tell your friends what your business is, and let's say 2 weeks after the fact, you two get back together, you all lovey-dovey in 2 weeks. Those friends are looking at both of y'all on both sides like, what a fool is he, what a fool is she to go back after all the things you told me that happened to him 2 weeks earlier.
So after all the bickering, after he said and she said, and all the events that happened over 2 weeks' time, all the negative things, the two just come right back together, and the friends are probably just like, okay, well,
So
I'll
now when you
just
come to them again, they're not going to treat you the same because you may end up back with them again. So we're just going to look at you strangely and
so
let you go.
the trust is gone.
Correct.
The trust is gone. Wow. Wow. Or oof, I gotta take this quick moment because my heart is fluttering and my brain is like going in three different directions. First, I'm thinking morality, then I'm thinking just real life experiences, and then I want to really know, what have you encountered? Who have you helped? And who have you not been able to help? And let's start there.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've helped a lot of people? Do you feel like you have not helped a lot of people? Do you feel like you've helped more than not helped? Were some not able to be helped? I would
I helped
gather or
quite a few.
imagine at
Yeah.
least 9 to 10.
Yeah.
Correct
I
me,
helped quite a
please.
few save their relationships. They end up getting married and live a happy life. But I do encounter people who want to fight me on the information because they
Oh,
don't want to
defensive, I'm
change.
sure.
They don't
Yeah.
want to change. So if we find out
Gotcha.
from a fact that the problems you have in your relationship, you help contribute to it, the way to get over it is to admit that you had something to do with it. And
So
for
no,
guys, and
okay.
for many guys, they always say, "Oh no, I ain't had nothing to do with it. You just crazy." No, you are mirror to her. She mirrors what you give to her. You give her love, she give it to you 10 times back. You give her hate, she's going to give you hate 10 times back. That's why they always tell you about how a woman gets scorned. Because
Yeah,
women have told me
yeah.
nothing makes them feel more alone than laying in the bed beside their mate and feeling lonely.
Yeah, that's a different kind of lonely. When there's someone that supposedly you love and supposedly loves you back and you feel alone in the same bed. Ooh, that hurts.
And when
That
you ask the
has to
question,
hurt.
why do men cheat? People say, why do men cheat? Well, I get why men cheat because they can. Women say yes, they say yes because men's jobs, if we understand us as people, for instance, women that are raised as children play with baby dolls at some point. And at some point,
Maybe, yeah. Probably the
and they
majority.
get
Yeah.
older, they start taking care of other people's children for money, babysitting.
Babysitting, sure.
So when they get as an adult and have a child, they can multitask 1,000 things because they've been doing this kind of thing all their lives.
They already know. They already know the repetition started when with Barbie,
So
right?
now for men, though, it's a different story. Women say, why do men play games? Well, let's look how you were raised. When you play sports, basketball, football, baseball, what was the object? Strategize and win.
That's it. That's the
It
name
was
of the
never to
game.
tie. It was never to tie and feel good for playing the game. You went into the game to win with the object to win.
You play to win the game.
So when you start dating a woman, your job is to strategize and win, meaning get her and sleep with her. That's your
Good
job.
start. Yes, it's
Because men's needs is in their head. A woman's need is in her heart.
okay. Okay. Let me ask you this though. Have you ever encountered a situation, and if not, I'm just curious of what your answer or reasoning would be for this situation. I'm gonna present it now. Let's say the woman cheats on the man. Man doesn't know what to do. Woman feels bad. They try to figure out how they can come back together. Have
Okay,
you
in that
ever encountered
situation,
this?
it's funny you should ask that question because in the current video I'm working on for next week to be on my channel is called Why Men and Women Can't Be Friends.
Oh, oh wow. Okay.
See,
All right.
women look at guys in one of two states. Either they're friend zone or they're lover. Men, on the other
Mm,
hand, see women as lovers or nothing at all. We can't have a middle ground. If she cheats on him, his ego can't take it. So he'd rather leave it. If he works on it, he knows if he stays, not only does she got him in a corner, but his boys around him are going to say, look what she did to you. She's running you. So he'd rather quit the situation and leave, period. But women, on the other hand, when men cheat, men expect women to stay with them regardless and work it out because they so-called are a good man. But if you were a good man, you would have thought about what it would feel like to her if she found out that you cheated on her. But we don't. We don't think about consequences.
when you say we, you mean men?
Men don't think about the consequences of the woman that they're with. How would the woman feel when she finds this out? Because women are going to always find out. We're going to tell it on ourselves, and this is how we do it.
And that's the majority, right?
That's the
Is
majority
or
of
is
men.
that every
Oh,
every
that's
situation?
99.9% of men would tell on themselves when they cheat,
Really? Wow.
and this is how they do it.
Really? Wow.
Men,
Okay. Yeah. How do they
men,
do? I gotta know.
yeah,
I gotta
men will
know.
go. Men have to tell when they got a side chick. They got to go tell somebody they got a side chick. They tell their
Okay.
friends, tell somebody, show a picture and everything. They might even bring them out to one of the little get-togethers that y'all have that the wife's not going to be at or the girlfriend's not going to be around. Now, it's all good until one of your friends who can't get a girl, who having problems keeping a woman, know that you have a side chick. He'll get in front of your girlfriend and say, "Hey, you ever talk to Sheila?" It's like, "Hey, what? Hey, why you bring?" Did she saying, "Who is Sheila?" Now you got to stand there and come up with a story, get yourself out of trouble. But he knew what he was doing because he's jealous of you. The reason so many women get away with it more than men is because they tell one girlfriend and they keep their mouth shut. But here's the danger: men can have sex with any woman on this planet without even knowing her name. Women have to have some kind of relationship with the person they're cheating on because they have to like them a little bit. They get in danger of catching feelings. Men don't catch feelings like that often. It does happen once in a blue moon, but not as
I
often
believe
as
it.
it does with women. But women catch feelings and now they want to get clingy. Now they want to get close to you, spend more time with you. Well, it's hard for the man cheating to spend time like that when he got a woman. Now she gonna get suspicious.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I follow all the logic here. The reason why I bring up that question is because it's a personal thing. The last long-term relationship I was in was about 2 years. I was going to propose, and then something happened where actually she got a promotion over me at work. So she got a different job. And then all at the same time, it was like the same 1 or 2 weeks, she just ghosted me.
Yeah.
Literally ghosted me. I never, to this day, I have no idea what happened, or what I did wrong, what went wrong. It hurts to even say it. I
Well, I'll tell
don't
you what,
understand. I still don't understand it,
this may not
and
be the
it affects
situation.
me still today.
Yeah, it may not be the situation that happened with you, but it could have been a situation of she needed to be with you for you to build her self-esteem up. And when she got her
It
self-esteem
makes
built, she moved on to something. And now she remember she didn't think she was the prettiest girl, but you told her every day she was the prettiest girl. You built that self-esteem up for her.
oh yeah.
And now that
Yeah.
now she knows she's beautiful and she's this and she's crafty, she's all this and everything in a bag of chips. Now she said, you know what? I don't need them anymore.
So she just went on to the next thing. Maybe I was stale. Maybe I was stale chips.
What happened was
Damn.
she outgrew you in that
Damn.
moment when she got her confidence.
Just in that moment when she got that promotion.
That promotion
Rumor
gave her the
has it
confidence.
she. Sorry. What? Can you
Promotion gave
repeat
her
that
the
one?
confidence. That's what gave her the promotion. Gave her the
I
confidence.
see where you. Yeah, that makes sense. That's the spark and the change. It just hurts. It makes me really hollow. It makes it very difficult, even to this day, to go on a social media dating website and date because it's like we started at the beginning. There's good and bad. There's yin and yang. There's hurt too.
Because what
Um,
we hope that every time we
yeah.
meet someone new and we get a chance to sit down and get to know them better, we hoping that we know that they can hurt us. People always say, well, if you love someone, they wouldn't hurt you. Well, let's get that myth out the way. Love and pain comes together. They're inseparable. What you're hoping though is this, that someone that you're with will love you more than they hurt you.
You would hope so.
That's what
You
you
would
hope.
hope so. Do you think that a partner or a man and a wife, or even just a wife and a wife, man and a man, whatever, male, female, non-identifying, whatever it is, the relationship, do you think it's ever 100% truthful? Or do you
No,
think there's
never will be. Never will be.
never?
Never. We will always negotiate and
Really?
compromise in a relationship. You would never have 100% of someone at all.
Why?
Because
Why?
no one wants to be that vulnerable to no one. No one
Why?
wants to be that vulnerable.
But it's supposed to be your counterpart. It's someone that
You
makes
still
you
scared though.
whole.
You still scared of giving that. Think about it. If you tell your mate out of because you love her that your sister was an alcoholic years ago, that was like you told like 2 years ago. Now you're arguing today. You know what she's gonna bring up? That's why your sister was an alcoholic. And you going like, whoa, I told you that, because
Yeah.
now you're going
Because
like,
it
whoa,
hurts. It's like a
yes.
dagger.
So now you shut down because that's what men do. We shut down. We don't argue. We shut down. Now, when the
I can
girl
attest to that.
she tells her girlfriends, he don't talk to me like he used to. He used to open up and going on. There's a reason why. He told you something that was personal to him. You took it and you used it the wrong way. Now, men do the same thing sometimes, but women do it more often to try to get control over you
On purpose.
on purpose.
That's manipulative.
That's their job.
Is it their job or is
Yes,
it in their
it's part of
genetics
their
and
job.
instincts?
It's part of their jobs. It's one of their
You
gifts.
don't know,
It's one of their gifts that God
Ondray.
gave. It's one gift that God gave them. Let me give you an example of it. A woman wants.
No way did you
Yes,
just say that.
yes.
And this is wow.
I'm going to
Wow.
prove it to you.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
prove it
need
to you right
some.
now. Here's your proof.
Please do. I'm gonna need some more. I'm gonna
If a
need some
woman
info,
wants a
dude.
new pair of shoes and a dress, her coming to you, telling you that you the man, you better buy this for me because I'm the woman. You would not do anything for her. But if she came to you and said, "Babe, what do you think I what do you think I look in this dress? Think I look in this dress?" You be like, "Yeah, you look good. You look good." Then your mind, well, she gonna set you up because then you say, "You want to get it? How much is it?" Then she has to say this just to you. It's a little bit expensive. I don't think we can afford it. Your ego kicks in. What do you mean we can afford it? Well, how much is it? I can get that dress. I'll get it for you. What was
Of
her goal
course.
though?
Of
What was her
course.
goal? Her goal was
To
to
get
get the dress.
was it to
She
get the
made you
dress or get it
feel
for free?
she made you feel that you made a decision on buying her the dress when she actually told you to get it in a way that makes sense to her.
But she got the dress,
She
is what
got the
you're
dress.
saying.
Her goal, remember that in every relationship, there's a goal.
Wow.
A woman has a goal, a man has a goal. The question is, who gonna get their goal completed? How do
I
you do
just
it?
how to how do you see men and women going about that? Do you think it's all manipulation? Are there a lot of games being played or
There's a lot of
setups
manipulation
or
and games being played, not unintentional to hurt somebody, but they have to play their cards. They have to play their cards and get what they want because they want things. Now, women are smart enough over men to know what to fight about. They're not going to fight you for a new TV because they don't let you get that TV
Okay.
that costs $4,000. Get TV. You get the TV today in January, get TV. Here come July come around. She want this $1,500 pair of shoes. You can't fight her because she's going to remind you that you got a what? TV for $4,000.
It's like blackmail.
She hold her cards as she need them. Does she really want them?
So they carry weapons. Women carry weapons. You're saying
Because they remember what you give to them, they give back to you tenfold.
so? What are men? What are men have in their special abilities? What do we do to
If
get
we
our way?
understand their need is in their heart. See, women, what I've talked to, have told me they wanted two things from men. And believe it or not, the two things they want is free. The two things that they want is easier to do. But most men, 95% of men, will not do it. You know what women want from their man? Time and attention.
Time and attention. That's it.
That's it.
That's all they want.
The money's good, cool, but they want your time and they want your attention. When they talk to you, they want you to pay attention.
Well, it makes sense.
Exactly.
It's just funny that it's actually not even funny, but it is kind of comical that we haven't figured that out yet after thousands
Even
and
if they
thousands
tell
of
you,
years.
women hand men the playbook to get to their heart. They hand them a playbook. Give me this, do this. By women say, listen, you can talk a good game, but I'm basing you on your actions. Now, the way I put it in my book was this way. See if you like this.
Okay.
I said, if you take a relationship and compare it to a job, they're the same thing. The woman is the employer. The man is the potential employee. He's applying for a position in her life. She wants to know if he wants it part-time, full-time, or seasonal. He has to, whatever he says in his conversation with you the first time is the reason that you get a second interview or basically a telephone number. Now, if you don't give it the right conversation, and here's what men get themselves thrown off at. If you talk to a woman on the first date in a person of I theory, the I theory, me, I theory, she's hearing you.
Okay.
I got this.
Okay.
I do this. I do this. I go here. She's saying what? He is not a person that shares. But if you talk in the term of we, now the we may not be her, but she does know that if you do something like a trip, go on a trip, travel, buy this, do this, go here, it's we. Me, my woman to do this, me, my woman to do that. She hears the word we, which means you could include her if you two are the right match.
Okay. So instead of I, it's we.
It's we. They listen.
What is the I?
They listening for we. If you don't say we at all, you can say all nice things, but everything's in the I status.
Which means they can't get in. They have no way in.
That
makes sense.
You didn't invite them in.
And we're the ones, the men, men are supposed to open that door, have that door open for the women to
Because you're
enter.
applying for a job in her life. How can you apply for a job in her life and don't include her?
All right, now that makes total sense. That was friggin' genius, Ondray. Yo, if you're out there on Twitter, if you're out there on Twitch, if you're out there on YouTube, if you are outside listening to me right now, what's up, y'all? This is Blind Knowledge. We're dropping knowledge with Ondray Pearson. Ondray Pearson is an author. He's got a new book out called Why Does Love Hurt So Bad? Why Does Love Hurt So Good? Thank you for correcting me. And the reason why I got messed up there is because sometimes it hurts bad. Why'd you go with good?
Because if you hurt bad, you have to ask yourself the definition of insanity. What is it? Doing the same thing and hoping that things change. Well, if it hurts bad, then why you keep looking for it?
Because they're insane.
You're insane. If it hurts good, that means at some point in the time you were together, that it was good to you, that you had something to go back and look forward to.
Yeah. When my girl ghosted me, I didn't go back. I thought about just like showing up. I sent emails, I sent texts, I was blocked from every single social media. And then, you can only try so much. And if you overtry, if I was just to show up unexpectedly or make her feel uncomfortable, that wouldn't be love. That wouldn't be moral, and that would be insanity. I think there's a line there.
The back of your mind, the reason you didn't do those things is because you knew it make you look foolish.
Yeah.
There was no resolution to doing that. Call her. So what? She
Yeah.
talked to you. Let's say she talked to you today. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say to her? She's already made a
Why?
decision.
Where you been?
And
Like, why'd you ghost me?
Well, what answer could she give you to put your mind at ease and let you move on about your business?
None.
That's why she chose not to do it, because it's pointless to her.
Yeah, and that makes sense. It makes sense for a man not to overly pursue if they're in their right mind, instinctually, because what's in it for them? The woman's not going to want to come back in that situation anyway. It's interesting. I know you have pointed out that, we have men that do men things, we have women that do women things. I can't help but question that there's got to be more of men doing women things and women doing men things, and vice versa. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around, strict categories. And I know you said like 9.9 out of 10 for this, and maybe, a different percentage for that, but you're saying mostly it is true. Did you know that already when you got into this field, or was it something that surprised you when you learned? Like,
I
because
learned the
for me,
hard.
that just like I'm having trouble like
I learned the
wrapping my
hard way
mind
because
around. I
I
can't
had,
believe it.
like you said, I had a girlfriend in high school, 10th grade, and she broke up with me. And the reason she gave me for breaking up with me is because she said, you were too nice to me. And I'm sitting there going like, so you broke up because I treat you nicely. It didn't click. What do you want? Do you want me to smack you around, call you, Susie? What you want to do? What's going on? She said she broke up with
Well,
me
there's
because
got.
I was too nice to her. Too nice to her.
She said you were too nice,
Too nice.
so you weren't an asshole, and
Exactly.
that
So I
doesn't
said,
make
do
sense.
you want that kind of person to kind of in your life? And technically, basically, that's what most women in their early 20s want. That's why they chase the bad guy. The bad boy is exciting because he
Oh,
breaks the rules.
so
Now,
that's why.
here's the problem with that, though. When the bad boy turns 40 and you're 40, there's a 25-year-old that pops in his life. And guess who he now chooses? The 25-year-old. Not
Oh
because she's
yeah.
better than you are, but because she can be trained mentally.
Is that why? That wasn't the first one, two, or three reasons that popped into my head.
We can train. It's easier to train her brand new than to change your mindset.
Okay.
See,
Okay. So
when
it's
the
like
older men,
starting new with
yeah,
clay. Yeah.
because think about it. When older men get old, they date younger women. People always say, "Oh man, he's a player. He's a player." But when an older woman dates a younger guy, they thinking to her she's a cougar or she's robbing the cradle. But you got to think of the big picture here. Let's look at the big picture here. The older man might marry that younger woman. He might just marry her. But there's no way in green
Okay.
God's earth that 25-year-old is trying to marry that 45-year-old and settle down and take care of her.
I don't know, man. I don't know why. Why? There's got to be an exception. I believe you
Think
that
about that. Think about
most
that for a second. Think about it for a second.
overwhelmingly,
You're
I would think.
25 years old, and there are 25-year-old women in your eyes that you can see that looks great. Do you really believe that 25-year-old boy got with that older woman to marry and take care of her as the man of the household?
Oh no, no, not at all.
Exactly. So he knows why he's there.
That makes
His
sense.
agenda is to sleep with you. She probably paying him trinkets and things to keep him happy and be with her. But the end of the road, the end game is not
Maybe.
going to be marriage in most cases, because he's looking at that young 25-year-old girl that can have kids, that can do things and go in places going on. You're older. You don't have that anymore like that. You may not can have kids.
Yeah, and you've kind of as a 45. You said 40, right?
40,
40s to
45
30.
person. When you get that
Okay,
older to a point like that in your life, there are certain things that you get settled with that a 25-year-old is not ready to
that makes
settle with.
sense. Okay,
You
okay.
may, you
Yeah,
may want to
yeah.
stop going to the club. He want to go to the club.
Wouldn't a 25-year-old kind of reach out to an older, um, let's 25-year-old women? When I was 25, trying to date 25-year-old women, most of them were dating
Well, the
older men.
25-year-olds wanted someone who had it going on. If you're 25 and got it going on, then you're
Yeah.
great. If you're an NBA player, 25, oh yeah, she's going to date you because you're an NBA player. You got funds, but you're
Is that
let's say you're Joe who work at McDonald's as a manager. You
I
don't have
see.
it. You ain't got it going
I
on
see.
yet.
Yeah.
See, the
So
older woman got
insecurity.
it already going on. The older woman got everything. Got the car, got the clothes, she got the place, she got everything the guy wants at this moment immediately so he can play. And the return is you sleep with her. You give her some attention every once in a while. Then you're
Okay.
even. But he's not thinking, I'm going to marry her. When I, no.
All right, Ondray, I'm going to do something out of character, except it is in character. I am going to be quiet for just a sec.
Okay.
If you could look at your camera just for a moment, and let's say that there is someone, let's say a woman who is hurting, who has done someone, maybe their counterpart, male counterpart, done them wrong. Didn't mean to, didn't want to, kind of just happened. Or maybe they did want to at the time, but they wish they didn't. How would you, how would you guide? What would you say to a woman that's coming to you for professional guidance in that situation so that they can atone and also to feel whole again?
Good question. What I start out doing is allowing them to tell me about why they are where they are. How did they get there? Let them tell me what's going on as I take notes on things that's pertinent, because in their voice fluxion, they wouldn't say things that is more important or that they focus on in that conversation with me. Once I understand the picture of how they got where they are, how they feel like they feel, because most women would tell me, I couldn't believe he would do me like this. I didn't see it coming. Out of the blue, he said he wanted to leave me. And they're trying to wonder, they're trying to get questions answered that they'll never get answered from him that will ever change their life. So I pick up from what you told me, everything happened. Now, what do you feel you need to go forward? That's what we work on. We work on how you need to spend some time with yourself, get to know yourself, forgive yourself, because see, you're blaming him. But as long as you're blaming him, he's holding power over you for moving forward in your life with someone else. He doesn't know you're mad at him. He doesn't care if you're mad at him. He's moving on with his life. But you're mad at him, preventing you from meeting Joe, Bob, whoever in front of you. And they're talking to you. It could be somebody for you, but you can't see them because you're still angry. So we have to work on you and that anger and forgiveness. So even if you don't forget about forgiving him, forgive yourself for getting in a situation. You didn't cause it. It's not your fault. But you can get through this. We're going to start with forgiving yourself. Once we're able to forgive yourself, we can move forward on what necessary steps need to be doing to get you out active, back in the social media thing again, to meet people. But we had to first
That makes sense.
anger.
Well, so you're saying that from the male perspective, but let's flip it, because this was my original kind of where I was going with this. Is, let's say the woman did something kind of messed up. Let's say they put a gentleman or whoever they're dating on the birth certificate, like the example from before, and they feel really bad and they don't know what to do. What do you say to them?
They have to first apologize to that person that they did this to, admit that they did something wrong, and confront with themselves that it was wrong to do that way. Now, if they're able to express themselves to their partner or what exactly happened and why they may have thought they needed to do it, it may be possible for the person that it was done to understand, because that's what it comes down to. We don't really care about apologizing. We want you to admit you did something wrong. Now she admits that she did something wrong. It was wrong. It was not right. And they may not even be together from this point on, but I need to get your forgiveness and let you know that I'm sorry about what the situation is. Because as you said earlier, she don't want to blow up a bridge, because that could be a bridge that could help her as a friend. If she blows it up right now because she don't want to apologize, or her ego's too thick, or some girlfriends told her she don't have to, she could not only lose a good friend in her life, but someone that could actually care for her in a way that no other person could, because he had been with her at some moment. So her
You're stressing me out, Ondray. You're stressing me out. I had to light the room. Let's put it that
Exactly.
way. Hopefully, we're still streaming out there. My name's Joey B. If you're just checking in on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on blindknowledge.com. I am hosting this drop of knowledge with the man, the myth, and now he's going to be a legend, I think, with the way things are trending for this dude, Ondray Pearson. You know, wow. It must be hard. It has to be difficult sometimes in these situations. Like, how do you stay strong? When
I
something
stay
is
strong
presented that you're
myself.
just like, wow.
Yeah, I stay strong
Yeah.
because some of the things they even talk about, I've been through myself. So I can understand
Okay.
their pain. I understand where they are mentally and what they're going through. When you have people who cheated on you, people who lied to you, people did things to you hurtful that hurt you, or said things to you that was hurtful. I've been there, done that. I get it. So what I have to do is remember in my own being is how did I feel when that happened to me? I can't
Do you
just
mind
jump with
expanding
them.
on that?
If someone hurt me, I have to go. Let's say some person hurt my heart or did something bad to me, and I'm
Sure.
talking to
Yeah.
a client that's in the same
Right.
situation. To better understand them, to be able to relate to what they're talking about, I have to, in my head, quickly go back into where I felt that pain that they're feeling right now, and how did I, at that moment, get myself out of it that's relating to what they are in right now. Because
I see.
telling someone to get over it is just not the best advice.
I'd be so pissed if someone
Yes,
said that to me and I come to them and I empty these feelings. Really is what they're dropping on you, right?
exactly. That's the thing about it. I have to be careful in what I say and how I say it because it like I said before, it is very rare that people come and open up to a perfect stranger and sit and cry or go through feelings of emotions of how things are. But when I help them walk through, because I've been there with them, been through that same thing, of how I explain to them, are you feel? I don't say you are. I ask, are you feeling this way? I ask questions. I don't tell you anything. I don't say, oh, it's your
You
fault.
ask questions.
I ask
Hold on,
questions
hold on.
because
You ask questions. So you're pulling the info out basically.
because if they're
They're coming
hurting,
up with their own. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
if,
Go
if,
ahead.
if they're hurting, and I ask them, do you feel this way? They can tell me yes, because I know I felt the same way. Are you going through this emotionally? You're trying to figure out why this happened to you. Those things are going to give you a headache. Those things are
Oh,
going to make you
I
feel
can
worse.
imagine.
It's going to make you
Yeah.
feel worse. So instead of trying to be retaliating against someone about what's going on, you have to put them to the left and think about yourself. Be selfish for the moment and think about yourself.
Just for that moment. Do you find that people have trouble doing that, or
Yes,
maybe they? Oh, they
women
do.
have a lot of times hard time doing because most women on this planet are givers. A lot of women are
Most
givers.
women are
Most, a lot.
givers. Most women. Okay. I just want to double check.
Yeah,
I just want to reiterate it.
yeah,
Really.
yeah. Most women are givers because in a relationship they'll give you more chances to hurt their heart than they would to fix it.
Do they
You,
know? Like, do people come to you, or women rather? Do they come in? Or maybe you pull it out of them? Do they realize that, or is it
no, they
maybe
have
just
no
a
idea.
higher
They have
concept?
they have no
Okay,
idea
I
because
see.
the
Okay.
reason they don't have no idea about it because when I explain to them what I believe they're experiencing based on what I've experienced, they're telling me yes. They exactly understand. They get it. When people who read my book, uh, they would tell me when they would call me, "I wish I had this book 3 years ago. I wish I had it 8 years ago." Because the stories I talk about and the things I cover, this is not it fits only one person. There's not a person on this planet who has not that's dated have not had their heart broken. Now, for men, their way to get dealing with heartbreak is to say, "Forget her. I'm moving on." In other words, I don't know how to deal with these emotions that I'm going through. I don't know who to talk to. I'm afraid to talk to my boys because they see me as being weak. So what can I do? So they ball it up. And then they're
Okay.
just angry all the time. You're like, why are you so angry all the time? Why are you angry? Because they don't have nobody to talk to. But when I meet them, just in casual conversation, I'll tell them a third party story that I believe that they're experiencing to see if they are in that particular realm. Is that what you're going through? Is this what you're going through? Are you experiencing this? Yeah, yeah. What would you? It's always a friend. What should I tell my friend to do about it? Now I know the friend is you.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be
Yeah,
tough, though.
I know the friend is you. So I answer the question. on what they can tell their friend, which I'm really telling them.
It's got to be tough for someone, man, woman, unidentified, whoever, just human. It's got to be tough for a human to not know something and then actually say it out loud themselves and have a realization,
Yeah, it's hard.
an awakening, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, it's hard for people to do that because think about it right now. How hard would it be for you to say, I did her wrong?
I wouldn't say it off the bat.
I'm
That's
just
for
saying, but in general,
sure.
though, would you tell anybody other than yourself, would you tell anybody, I did her wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I would maybe after the
Exactly. But
fact.
women will not say the thing either. But the first
Well,
key in recovery is to admit that you had something to do with it.
it's true. That's true. I want to follow up on what I said, because maybe this will be beneficial to someone out there. Um, Trying to think of how to phrase this. So, if I did a woman wrong, if I screwed up, if I cheated on a girlfriend or a wife or just someone, a woman that I'm dating, there are instances that I know right away. There was one that I can think of that I did cheat on a woman. I haven't since. Women, I love y'all. I would never do it again. I understand now that it hurts. Words hurt. Um, and not just words, like actions hurt. Um, there are instances in that respect or in that example as well that right away I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. But like you said, in most cases, it doesn't come out right away. It's not my fault. It wasn't me. She did so and she did this and that, and I was just doing me. And then I find that, at least in my experience, that over time there is like this realization, and if that hasn't happened, then I never really grow to the next. Do you find that happens for
That happens a lot. It takes some
for
people,
okay.
it may take some people year to 10 years to figure that out. That, you
Wow.
know what, I did wrong. And they try to, tell it to other people to tell you. So let's say if I did you wrong, I'm gonna tell your friend John to tell you when I can tell you. But that's my first step of admitting something was wrong by telling somebody. So they can say, hey, so and so said this, and then you gonna come and question me and say, well, I heard you said so and so. Now I get a chance to say it because you asked me about it. But to call you about the blue and say, hey, Joey, I did you
Well, I
wrong
agree.
10 years ago, it's not gonna happen. But if it gets around and get out, and then that's their first step into admitting something happened, something went wrong, and maybe I should apologize for it.
And I said I agree. It's not that my opinion even matters. It's that it's resonating with me, a man with a heart and pixelization as we speak, but more importantly and seriously, yeah, this stuff really resonates. It's almost like listening to a pastor or a preacher or just a professor,
Trust me,
someone
when
that's
something
really
happened,
well.
it
Yeah.
happened like that. But you're right, it happens. People have told me they thought that the way I explain things and talk to things is very warming. I'm very easy to talk to. I
You
hear me
are,
saying that
sir.
all the time. You are very easy to talk to. Well, one thing that my
Yeah.
mother taught me when I was a child, because I didn't do it in high school, I barely did it in college because I didn't care. I did not care about your
Okay.
feelings. I didn't care. I did what I
Oh,
did and wrote on.
okay.
But as I got older, my mother would tell me, listen, there's somebody else on the other side of this thing here. You're doing something wrong. You're saying something wrong. Position your words right. Get things right. Straighten them and fly right. Then I start understanding, you know what? How would she feel if I cheated on her and she caught me? Would it make her feel good?
Okay.
No. Would it hurt her?
Oh,
Yes. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt her. So how do I, as a man, say, how do I not hurt that woman I'm with? Take myself out of positions and things that I'm in that would get me in such trouble. Don't put me with a girl in the room, me and a girl in the room that I like and she's my type, whatever, music playing, people drunk or whatever. Things may happen. So when I
yeah.
see that coming, it's like the Matrix. When you saw in the first Matrix, at the end, when he saw the bullets coming, change it to code, stop the bullets in the air. That's how I am with people now. I can see you, women who talk to me in conversations like the Matrix, is super slow. Now I can go like that. Oh, trouble. Oop, trouble. Because now I can
Yeah,
see
it's
it
not
coming.
like
I can
it's
see
kind of
it
this.
now.
Is it like a wave of Yeah.
So now when I see trouble coming, I say, you know what? If I do this, she'll hurt. If I do this, they'll hurt. That'll work. Now I can make a quick decision. Say, you know what? I'd rather not do that at all. Let's not do it at all. So I tell men all the time, think before you act, because your action cannot be undone once it's done.
You say that to just men, or you say it to women?
Men. They're just men. Women don't have that. Women don't think that far ahead. Good example. Your girlfriend didn't get with you to cheat on you. That was not her goal when she first got with you. She didn't get with you yesterday. I want to cheat on Joey. No, that's not her thought process. Joey, on the other hand, did put a seed in her head that maybe she should. And here's how you did it, Joey.
Hey, whoa. Wasn't me. Let's call him Johnny or someone else.
I'm just using you as an example. I'm using an example. You may have said to her one day that I'm gonna treat you a lesson by leaving you by yourself and leaving you here and not taking you with me going on. You think you are, doing something bad to her. But what you're actually doing to her is getting her mentally used to not being with you.
Whoa.
See, the more you leave
subconsciously.
Her alone, yeah, because you're thinking I'll get you. I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna do this to you. You're getting her used to not being around you like that. She don't need you as much as she used to, or don't feel she needs you as much. And now when she goes out, because you've been really mean to her for the last couple of months, and she don't know why. She went out with a male friend to a diner and told her male friend all about what's wrong with her relationship because he asked. But by the way, he's that guy trying to get in with her, but need her to give him the okay sign. So what happens is, in her conversation with him, everything that you are not doing as the guy in the relationship that you used to do, she's telling this new guy. For the new guy to get in, he would do everything to her and for her that you are not doing, making her think that maybe I should let go of this tree and swing to this tree.
All this truth and knowledge and realization stuff is making me very anxious and uncomfortable. I don't know if you've noticed yet. I've grabbed this drink, this label that should not be shown, but I don't know what to do with my energy right now because it makes sense. What you say makes sense when you say it. And I think that's really one of your strengths, really. From what I have, what I have learned in the short amount of conversations that we've had, is that you have a great way of presenting a full picture, a full spectrum, if you will, of scenarios that could happen. It's almost like pathways. It's almost like I don't know how to describe it, like a old school book that you might read as an elementary school kid, and you get to the bottom of the page, and it's like, turn to page 93 if you think Charlie falls down the well.
Exactly.
Turn to page 72 if you think Charlie jumps over the well,
And I appreciate that. And that's how my book is actually written.
Sure.
When people read it, because I incorporate scriptures with information about relationships because they coincide.
Okay. How do you do that?
Well, men today believe in the Old Testament, it says that men had a lot of wives. Solomon had a lot of wives. And this is true.
Whoa, I didn't know.
But God did not sanctify you to have more than one partner.
Yeah.
In Ephesians chapter 5. So when you're thinking that that's what God, the Bible says, that's what you say. You want to go along with that. Not God, but man.
That's interesting. That's some high level stuff right there.
Or God is lying to us. You take your choice. Either because he said that if he's lying to us and it's okay to have a bunch of partners, then why would he tell us in Ephesians chapter 5 about marriage? To be with one man, get with your woman, cleave to her. Why would he say all that if he intended us to have multiple women?
So you're saying that gentleman in the Bible was basically a polygamist.
Yes.
Had multiple wives, even though it was God's will for him to have one wife. He did it anyway, almost like the Adam and Eve thing.
He chose to do that. It was not God said to do it. He chose to do it. So when God took him away from that situation, made everything bad, now he's wondering why God did this to me. Well, God said one woman, one man. You said men with multiple women. So what
That's
do
true.
parents do? When parents tell you not to do something and you do it anyway, what happens? You get punished.
But you know why we do it, right? Especially when we're younger and immature, you know,
Well, we do it because it's a dare. It's like a good little dare to us to see. But here's the problem. When you
okay.
realize that that dare brings you problems and your goodness gets you rewarded, then you switch the mindset of, you know what, if I do good, I get paid. If I do bad, I get punished. Let me do good because I like good over the bad.
I like to eat. I like to be clothed. I like a roof over my head. I like to be loved by the person I'm sleeping next to.
Exactly. And that takes a lot of
Wow.
negotiating and
Wow.
compromising all of your life that you're together. There is no, you won't get your way every time you open your mouth. It's not that. Pick your battles. Which is more important to you? Because think about this right here. If you are a man and your woman wants to talk to you about her day, you know right now all you really want as a man, because this is men want highlights. We want
What do you
highlights
mean?
to a conversation. Women, on the other hand, they want details. We sitting there
Okay.
watching TV. They want to tell us their whole
Okay.
entire day.
Okay. I now I follow you. Okay. So you're saying men are cool with just bullet points,
Yep.
highlights. Women want the whole story. They want the novel. They want all the info, the details, like you
They
said.
want to tell you how it started, what time of day this happened, and you're like, George, what happened? Did he say something to you? You want to just give me the highlights here?
So the seeds, basically, you get to pull out where these seeds were planted,
Yep.
and that person, in this case, the woman, right? If I'm following
Yep.
correctly,
You're right.
they come to the realization that that's where this growth of whatever the incident may have been, that's where it started.
Correct. Because
That's some
remember
deep
now,
therapy, man.
as the man, your job as the head of household, because that's the title that you are and who you are, is to make sure that everything in your household is in alignment.
That's true. Man of the house, protector, overseer,
Yep.
like you said,
You're
disciplinarian
responsible
and
for
most.
everything under your roof. So if your woman acts
Yeah.
out and do things bad, you can't get mad at her. Your job is to correct her to the point where she get back in alignment with the way things are. This is why relationships sometimes have arguments, because when the man is supposed to be the breadwinner and the woman is the breadwinner, the man can't tell the woman anything because she's taking care of you.
That's an interesting dynamic. That's an interesting dynamic. Have you ever encountered that where the
I have
woman is
I've met
just
clients
running
who
the
had that
show?
same situation where the woman made more money and the man made less. And before the woman made more money, she was humble because he made more money and she was up under him and everything was cool. But the
Okay.
moment she got over him, she had a whole new attitude. Now she want him to do better, be better, do it. She's telling him what to do. Now here's the thing. When men say 50-50 in the world, in the relationship, so that's what they want. Let's be clear. If you're a Christian person or believe in God, there is no scripture in the Bible that says a man and woman should be splitting bills 50-50.
That's yeah. That wouldn't. There were no bills back when the scripture was
Exactly. So they didn't
written.
say that the
So
household duties was not split
makes
50-50.
perfect sense. Makes
Men go
perfect
men gonna
sense.
make the money, men gonna make the money, women manages the money. That's how it
That
works.
that is still to this day. You're saying
But in society today in 2022, the man wants the woman to pay 50-50, not because he wants her to pay half. He wants to make sure she's contributing to the relationship.
oh, I see. I
That's why
see.
when you hear the term, a man tell a woman, what do you bring to the relationship? What he's really saying, because what women hear is financial. But what he's really saying to the woman is this: what besides your body are you contributing to the relationship and things that I want and need, since I have agreed to give you what you want?
So what are men looking for? What's the factor there? If they're the breadwinner,
There are a number of things and all kind of varies, but the number
is
one
it
thing that is,
sex? Is it
well,
just
sex is not
attention?
on the top of the list, but the number one thing that most women mention
Surprising.
to me that they really wanted from a relationship is peace.
Really?
Peace.
Really?
Do
That
you want to argue every day with your woman? Every day?
okay? No, never actually.
So your house is supposed to be
That
your house is supposed to be your kingdom, not your prison.
yes. Yeah, not just the man cave either.
Because
But
women,
it should be
you walk
shared.
in the door, the first thing she do is, why you take trash out? Why you didn't do this? Why give me 5 minutes to get in the house?
Oh
Let me sit down
yeah.
for a minute.
Right?
You want some
Right.
peace. So it's like that's why men never come
Yeah.
home. Men don't come directly home these days. They go to the bar, hang with their
They go,
friends, because they got to get ready mentally to go home to hear this.
oof. And that's not a good start. And that's not a good transition. And that's usually the end. Or
Exactly.
is it?
It is in
It
most
is.
cases because
Oof.
they want
Okay.
peace. I mean, they're not saying not to talk to me at all, but give me 5 minutes to get in the door, get undressed, sit down, get comfortable, get a meal or something. Let me get myself
Yeah.
together before you
Show
start
some
telling me what I
love.
didn't do. What I didn't do. It's always what I didn't do. It's never that I
Oh,
did something right.
negatives.
You didn't take out the trash.
Negatives.
You didn't vacuum. You left this on this. You left this on. It's like all the negative. Why would I want to hear that?
Makes you or just hearing that, I wouldn't want to hear that like after a long day,
A
it
lot of
just
women in relationships
oh,
are
it's
dream
gonna be tough.
killers.
I'm sorry, they're
A lot
dream
of women,
killers.
they're dream killers. So if you do a
Yikes.
radio show now, you want to be a baker, you want to try baking, you tell your woman, I want to try to do baking. She's thinking about the income that you make from what you currently do and how that may drop off and her
Okay.
lifestyle may drop off if you try something different and it don't work. So she tell you, why would you leave this one? It works just fine and go try something else you don't know how to do. She's supposed to be supporting you.
Yeah,
Not
that makes
her
sense.
job is to encourage, not to discourage.
I like that. I like that. The job is to encourage,
Encourage, not to
not
discourage.
discourage. I like what you said earlier too about recovery. I know that in like AA, NA, there's other A's out there,
Yeah.
GA, gambling, and whatever vices that end up taking over someone's actual reality. You said it perfectly, Andre. It was acknowledging that, realizing that there is an issue, a problem, something is just awry. How hard is it to get that?
It's
Just
hard for women a lot of
acknowledgement.
times because someone has sat down to me and told me they had 3 boyfriends and all 3 boyfriends left her. And I have to ask this question. It's a hard question because it's the truth.
That's
Could you think that the denomination of this whole thing is you? Could it be you? She always say they did this and they did that. Wait a minute. The center of this whole thing is you. What did you do or say to make them want to leave? She never
what do they
think
say?
women like that never think that they did anything at all. They think the men made them do things.
Do you find that is the same on the other end
For the
for the men?
men,
Yeah.
the men just say that women don't understand, and actually they don't. One of the things that women find hard to do in any relationship, in any culture, is to listen.
Okay.
Listening
So
for
men.
most women is not a good thing for them because they think they know the answers already. They think they know where you're going with it already, and they don't.
Hmm,
That's why men say they don't want to talk to you because you don't listen. If I tell you my arm hurt, let's say, for instance, you come and say, honey, the job laid us off today. All she heard, translation was, you did something wrong. And she asked you by saying, what'd you do? No, I didn't do anything. The job
okay.
decided to lay me off, to do whatever. I'm going back to work next week, whatever. What'd you do? You had to do something. They wouldn't just lay you off for nothing.
So it's
Are
like a
you listening
fault
to
kind
me?
of
Are
thing.
you listening to me? I'm telling you that they laid me off and will return my job next week, but right now I'm laid off. She cannot hear that. What she heard was, you're not working, you're not making no money, and how we gonna live?
Interesting. Very interesting. So it's all about perspectives. It's about genetics. It's about lack of evolution. It
Yep.
sounds like.
Because people
Wow.
don't want to grow beyond. You may have been with somebody in your, let's say you got friends in your life. You all riding the bus. Then one day you decide to save your money from your job and get a car. The moment you get a car,
Upgrade.
they think that you are something wrong with you because you're trying to be better than them. It's not about being better than them. I'm tired of walking. That's what it
Yeah,
comes. I'm
that
tired
makes
of
sense.
walking.
It's a
But
need.
they get
It's
mad at
a
you though.
yeah.
They get mad at you because you left the fold to go do something better as an upgrade by getting the car. But then it
Okay.
changes. Then it changes. When you get to go drive out somewhere, yo man, give me a ride to so and so. What am I, your personal taxi? Oh, you think because you had a car, you can't ride me around? No, I didn't get the car to ride you around everywhere you want to go.
Yeah. But it's the lack of consistency. It's when that consistency breaks. That's when the unknown, that anxiety, that unsureness of what's going to happen next. Is that when you find that there is lack of harmony? Is that where it can start?
Correct.
And
It
there's a
comes in because
change.
two people, when you first get together with which female for your couple, everything, you both have dreams. You want to do this, that, or the other. And it may change during the year that you're together. It may add to, take away, change completely. But the fact of the matter is that you may want to change and get better, and they may not want to change at all. Now we got a problem.
What if
They're
they? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
they're on the treadmill and you're not. That's not going to work for you.
I'm just playing devil's advocate with these questions, Andre, because I think it's important to give that multiple
Yes.
perspectives approach. Dude, I agree with like everything, and the reason why is I know you know your stuff, and it's like it registers with me. I'm like, oh, that is true. Oh, that does make sense. What do you guys think out there? Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, over down in Idaho, over in Germany. I got a tough one for you. You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
So we got the U.S., right? You're based in the U.S. I'm here in the U.S. I'm sure most of your relationship, consultations, counseling is here in the U.S. Have you ever encountered an international client
Yes, I
where
have. I
maybe
do have
society?
networks
You
I
have.
work with, where some are in London, England. They're in Africa. So I get a chance to talk to them to understand their culture first, to be able to answer questions that normally happen to them. Because even though we may go through relationship problems, the approaches that they go through and customs that they may go through are not the same. So before I talk to those people, I understand a little bit about their culture. I question them about certain things to see, is it this way, or do you experience this, so I can understand.
I love that you said that right there. That basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's your winning formula. It's almost like you found it, and it's not of trying to win like it's a baseball game. It's trying to get to the heart of the matter, trying to do your job. Is acceptance, is understanding, is bringing to light enlightenment almost.
Exactly. The book itself, there's a piece of the book that I talk about where I say my job and goal and all that I do is to make you rethink what you thought you knew about love and loving someone.
Do you find that we lose that over time or through certain experiences?
Because when women will get in a certain age, get into a position where they don't want to change. Men do the same thing. But we
Sure, set
cannot
in the
be the
ways,
same.
right?
We
Set
can't
in
get
their way.
settled all the time. The more we settle in situations, they're telling ourselves we're not ready to grow or extend our knowledge of what we know about. The moment
That
you think
makes
you know
sense.
everything, you don't know nothing.
Gonna check the text line here, see if we have anything. 877-237-1143. Want to thank Flip of the Switch for the comments. Want to thank y'all for watching out there. Want to thank Andre. Andre, if you got some more time, I don't want to let you go. We are at just over an hour and a half. I have so many more questions. You got a few minutes to hang
Sure,
on, or
sure.
because I really want to get, and I appreciate that because I really want to get into scripture. Your influences with the Bible,
Okay.
um, giving that kind of example. So the Bible, for those that don't know, and I'm sure most people do, it's a guidance for their life. They follow maybe a certain part of the Bible or the whole thing, and that's how they base their decisions in morality. That's how they make choices to not be evil, or just to not hurt people, I guess is a good way to put it. uh, how did you start reading the Bible? How did that all, did you grow up religious? Like, how did you get into that?
Well, I started reading it and wanted to read it from cover to cover for my own sake because I got tired of going to a church, listen to the pastor tell me half truths. Now I give you a half truth they tell you all the time. They tell you that God loves everybody and that God is love.
Oh, I've heard that multiple times. Yeah.
Well, half of that is true, and one of those things in that statements is false. What's in the Bible is God is love, but God doesn't love everybody.
Now, why do you say that?
He makes it clear. He killed people in the Bible when they don't do the things he say do.
Yeah, Old Testament. Yeah.
Did he not flood the earth according to Noah?
I believe that's in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Did he
It
not get rid
definitely
of
is.
Sodom and
Yeah.
Gomorrah? He got rid of Sodom and Gomorrah because they were doing bad things he didn't like. There's places in the Bible where they go to the mountain and he's talking to the Israelites and he says, basically, who wants to follow God's law, come to this side of the ground. Who don't, go to the other side. But the other side who wanted to praise idols, he opened up the earth according to the Bible and they dropped inside and died.
What? Wait.
This
When
is in
was
the
that?
story of Abraham. This is Moses. When Moses went to the mountain for 10 commandments.
Okay.
Remember in
I'm
the
asking
story,
these. Yeah.
in the storyline, Moses brought them across the water with God's help, got them to a space, went to go talk to God for the next 40 days, pretty much put Aaron in charge and said, hold everything down. Well, the natives got restless because they wanted to worship an idol, so they built a golden calf. They started worshiping for their getting across the river and out of Egypt by way of the golden calf. When Moses came down, finally, it was like God did it, not the golden calf. So he gave them an option: either going to follow God's laws according to the 10 Commandments, or you're going to follow your own. If you decide to follow your own, God killed them.
God's way in the Old Testament.
So if he loved everybody, like that people say, why would he kill all these people for these immoral things?
Ooh, that's a good question. But then in the New Testament, they show God's love.
God loves, but yet and still, he still punishes people.
Revelations.
Think about it. People always tell you that in Revelation, he punishes people for different things that you read about in the book. But what people don't talk about in church is that God is no different than your parent. The parent said, don't do, or we're going to punish you. And if you did right, they rewarded you. Well, God told you in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1 through 15, he told his people that if you did good, I'll have you king of the world, basically. But 16 through 68, it said, if you don't do good, I'm going to put you in yokes of iron, put you on slave ships, and sell you to other nations. And that happened that way.
Damn. Good and evil.
God loves comes with conditions. It's not like unconditional love. No.
Okay.
You do right.
Oh, okay. That's just in the Bible, or is that in relationships? Do you think there is unconditional love, or
well, unconditional love? Okay, there's a way to unconditional love. Men, women, and dogs are the only ones that can be. Men, women, and dogs can be unconditionally loved themselves. Women will love a man as long as he under conditions, under the fact he gives them something. If he stops giving things, then he cannot, be a part of that relationship no more. So it's conditions.
So yeah. So I follow you 100%. I'm just gonna summarize it real quick for anybody that is just like, wow, what did he say? So you're saying basically, like you said, there's conditions to get to God's love, to get to God's not understanding kind of deal. Is that correct?
We're not so much as understanding. It's
more
more of a, as people in relationships, you think about how it works in reality. Some women are with men, especially like sports people and rappers and things like that, as long as they have status. If they no longer have status, there's always a breakup for some reason. In a normal relationship, just normal people, if the person is in front of you, if the man loves her unconditionally, which he probably will, because he'll do everything for her, she'll love him with conditions saying that as long as you provide, I love you. Is when you don't, I don't love you. So do you love me for me, or do you love me for the things I provide?
So that's not unconditional love. That's conditional love.
Exactly. That's conditional for the women to the men. Men will love a woman unconditional, give her everything she asks for because he cares for her. He would do this by giving her things, buying her things, taking her places. That's how we show love, by spending money.
That's just seems kind of material.
But that's how we show. Most men don't know how to admit or say, I love you. So we just show it through trinkets and things, by money, spending
Diamonds.
Money. Yep. They give it things like that. Women would say, I love you. But women also say this, and this is the question I told women I was talking to one day. Never ask your partner, why do you love me? That's a dangerous question to ask. And the reason for that is this. If you ask the girlfriend, if the girlfriend tells you, I love you because you got nice arms and you got a flat stomach, you got a nice six pack and you got nice this and everything. And then 2 months from now, you got a beer belly. You're not muscular no more. Is she saying she don't love you no more? Because she told you why she love you. It's because you look this way. Now you don't look that way no more. Do you still love me?
So that's definitely conditional love. That's pretty friggin' fake and plastic too.
And you will learn right off the bat, I'm not really being loved. She liked me, but she don't love me.
She loved to like you, but she didn't love you unconditionally. You mentioned that there is a path to unconditional love.
There's a path there, but it requires you to, and most people don't understand that love itself, and I talk about it in the book, love is not an emotion. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
We choose who we love. We choose who we hate.
Huh. Well,
you don't fall in love. You grow in love. You've never fallen into anything. You've grown into it. You've grown into an adult. You grow in love. You don't fall in love. And when people say, oh, we're not together no more, we fell out of love. What you're really saying, and I talk about it's called translation in my book. What you're really saying is that the endorphins and everything that brought me to you as an attention for what you do, or who you are, has worn off. I still like you, but I don't love you no more.
Do you find that happens after a certain amount of time?
It does, because of conditions changing. If you are somewhat honest with your partner, if you're able to communicate good or bad with your partner, there's a chance that it gets to the point where you two can really believe what one another says. But if you're constantly lying as a man to your woman, when should she stop believing you is the question. You said you weren't going to cheat on her no more. You done cheat on her 5 times. And like a woman, because she gives you chances, she says, if you do it one more time, I'm going to leave. Well, I asked her, how many more bricks got to fall on your head before it hurts?
One brick hurts, doesn't it?
Exactly. But she let you do it. You cheat 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. You got babies with other women, and she's still staying. So I asked her, when she complained about it, why are you there? He already told you from what his actions.
Yeah,
this is what he does.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is like, why once you get hit with one brick, why stay for more to hit you? Why think?
Because
Well, I can understand why.
Fight.
Yeah,
most women will fight to make a man love them. See, the first time this happens, you're a victim, but after that, you're a volunteer.
After the first one,
you're a victim, but after that, you're a volunteer. You volunteer to stay there for this mess to go down like this.
That's interesting. That has to be hard to take.
Well, it is when you have low self-esteem in yourself. Now, if you don't have low self-esteem and somebody cheat on you, you will leave because you're not going to put yourself through that again. But because you have low self-esteem, you'll be like, I mean, I can find nobody like him. It may take a while to find somebody like him. Nobody might not love me like him. So you would convince yourself as the woman to stay because he just might change.
Maybe. Just might. Just quite possibly, but there's no guarantee.
Exactly.
They just wanted to go back to that consistency, the status quo that was there before.
Why do you think people go back to why people go back to their exes? Why do you think people go back to their exes often? Because they're familiar with them. They know you, you know them.
Okay.
We got some things in common already. Dating today, right now, is harder than finding a job. You got to meet somebody, like each other, get to know one another, spend some time with them. Some people are like, oh God, I just dread that. I just dread getting to know people all over again because can I trust them? Are they trustworthy? Will they love me? Are they trying to get my body? Are they trying to get my money? So I'm gonna go back to Susie Q, who knows me real well, and we may have a little faults or whatever, but at least she already know me.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That is just it. Well, obviously, it makes sense. It just registers again. These things register for some reason. Like I said before, and I'll say it a million more times, Andre. You're really good at putting things in perspective, calmly, accurately, intelligently, putting things in perspective. It's the whys.
Yes, and I
It's the
appreciate that.
hows.
Trust me, I work hard on this. I work hard on this because most times when
I can
people watch
tell.
my videos, when they watch my videos, remember, I'm not there to explain what I meant. If you don't get what I meant, I'm not there to explain it. So I've lost the person when I'm telling somebody. If I'm explaining something in there, I got to remember they may not be this kind of thing. Like in my last video, understanding your mental health. I'm not going to assume, I didn't assume in the video that you knew what mental health was. I didn't assume that you understood what mental illness was. So I explained it at the beginning. I put up on the screen what mental illness was, what mental health is.
Just definitions.
Yeah, gave them definitions so they at least have context of what it is. In the video, I didn't say you are crazy, go see somebody. I gave you 7 questions I asked to say if you fit in these 7 questions somewhere, then you might need to seek professional help nearby who deals in this particular area. I never called you crazy. I never said you were stupid.
So they make that decision. So you're saying
I present the
you don't
fact.
tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't tell them that, hey, you should go see a therapist, or hey, you should go to a psych ward
Because
kind
somebody
of
may get
thing.
offended. Well, how you don't know me?
Yeah, maybe.
So we're gonna avoid. I said,
I can see both
team.
sides.
Yeah, with my team, we go through that scenario. They do exactly what you're doing that we're doing today. They play the devil's advocate about things I'm saying to see how can I rephrase it to get the right meaning out before I say it. Because once I say it and it's posted, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And that's life, right? It is what it is. Things happen. Boulders fall off mountains, and sometimes you get run over by cars, and sometimes, you win $1 million kind of thing. And to tie it back to what you do so eloquently, and really just really well, is things happen, life happens, and correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe people just don't have the tools to know.
But that's
And
the thing.
you
Some
bring that
people
up.
don't have the tools. That's one piece of it. But they also don't want to make the change. So it's hard to make a
Oh, yeah.
change in mindset and do what they consider to be the right way.
It is hard to change. It is hard to change. And there's different kinds of people, different strokes for different folks. Your book. Now, this is your second book.
Correct.
What's the name of the first book?
First book is called Wrong Turn, Diary of a Good Man.
Wrong Turn, Diary of a Good Man. What's the difference between that book and this book?
The first book was written more of a perspective of me from age 17 to 27, the things that I did right, wrong, and changed by the end, for people to understand that if you've gone through these things or you're going through these things, I understand where you're coming from. I told people I did wrong, and I told you what wrong I did. So if you're in this boat, don't do this because this is what happened to me. Don't do that.
That's enlightening.
The new book is more of collective information where I've talked to a ton of people that would talk to me about their relationships and situations. So I gave you 24 stories or situations rather that you may ever be gone through, or went through that could pretty much, if not change it, but explain it. I can explain why you went through this and why that happened to you. And going forward, what not to do to not repeat it.
Yeah, someone can relate to your story, basically, or aspects, essence, rather, or maybe right on.
I talk about divorce. I talk about cheating. I talk about everything up under the sun that happens in relationships. And the funny thing about it is that whether you read it today or 10 years from now, it's still going to resonate with you because love is not going anywhere.
Humans need love. They need sunshine. They need water. They need love. Without love, we don't grow, right? True. I'm going to switch it up just a bit. just so people can get to know you, Ondray,
Okay.
because we already understand that, you have such a deep understanding and you're really good at your delivery. And we understand that you have so much experience with this and you're getting better and better every day with the more experience you get. To twist it around, though, where are you from originally? How did you grow up? If you want to get into that, was there anything that actually, hit a spark in you that was like, you know what? I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to go into relationships, relationship counseling, relationship consultations, that sort of field. Was there any event or was it just kind of you fell into it? How did it happen?
Well, let's see. I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I came into the thing that I'm doing now based on the fact that I have a lot of female aunts and a couple uncles. But the female aunts, I've always went to them concerning when I was younger, the women I liked and women I dated, what they thought, because I wanted to get their perspective on it. So they start telling me how the woman was thinking. I'm like, no, she's not like that. Da, da, da. They say, yes, they can see it. And they start getting me on the points of seeing the things that I can understand what's coming before it gets there. So when for instance, if someone's talking to me on the phone that I just met and she tells me, I don't know if I'll be able to talk to you, come next week because my phone might be cut off. Now, what she's saying, translation, I know it now, but I didn't know it then. What she was saying then was, I need you to pay my phone bill, but I'm not going to ask you.
Whoa. That's what it came down to, was just paying the damn phone bill? What?
Yes, because remember now, most women.
I apologize for my language.
If you do things for women, when men do things for women voluntarily, and they didn't ask them to do it, and you get mad at her, the first thing she'll say out is something that is true that would shock you. She would tell you, I didn't ask you to do that. You did it voluntarily.
So is it defensive to do that?
No, she's pointing out facts to you. You paid my phone bill because I suggested it, but I didn't ask you to do it. Don't get mad at me because you did it voluntarily. And she's telling the truth. You did do it voluntarily. So as I got older, I got smarter. When you tell me that I can't be able to talk to you on the phone because my phone will get cut off, I would, knowing where you're going, I would respond, well, when you get it cut back on, let me know. I'm saying to you, translation, I ain't paying your bill. I don't care if we don't talk next week, but I'm not paying your bill. When you get it back on, call me.
So you're saying that you've agreed to pay the bill and then you cut it off?
No, what I'm saying is her job is to suggest by what she said to get you to pay her bill. She suggested it. If you want to talk to her anymore, you're going to suggest, let me pay your bill. Now, she didn't ask you to, but she suggested that if you want to continue talking to me, that's what you have to do. So she get her phone bill paid. Now, as I got older, I realized what you were saying when you said it. When you said, oh, we might not be able to talk no more because my phone's going to get cut off next week. I know in my head what you're saying is, I want you to volunteer to pay my bill. Knowing that's what you want me to say, I'm going like, no, I'm not going to. And this is how I'm going to respond. When it gets cut back on, call me up. In other words, if you didn't know me before you met me, how would you have gotten your bill paid? And whatever that is, go do it.
Sure. Maybe she would have found a way to get it paid.
And
maybe
let her go do that. Go let somebody else take that fall, not me.
Where's the breaking point? Where's the trigger point?
The trigger point is when you're saying it so often that's it's feeling like a broken record. Okay. You're suggesting that you would look good in that dress. You're suggesting you look good in those jeans. You suggesting be good on a boat cruise. All these suggestions of what you want, so I can counteract and say, yeah, you should have it.
Follow the leader or kind of deal.
Yeah. So when you do that, when the man does that and do it for her, she gets what she wants because she manipulated into doing it. And she makes you feel that if you stay with her long enough, you'll get what you want.
So actually, maybe it's not follow the leader. Maybe it's more carrot on the stick kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely a carrot on the stick, because they would do that because they know you. They know what you want. When every woman that dated a man, that's dating a man, knows what they want from you. Every woman that knows this already. It's not like it's a mystery to figure out. Men want to have sex with you, period.
Have you ever met You ever met a couple that's just been together forever and they're
Yep.
happy
Yep.
unconditionally? Does that exist? So that does exist out there.
It does, but not in our timeline. It happened before. It happened early. So some people that's born in the before 85, that was possible. A
Before
handful.
1985, you're saying
Anybody
it was
before
possible?
1985, that was common. Remember, before we were born, the terminology was, and the terms were back in the day in the 60s was, this is my wife, this is my husband. Terms in
Yeah, it
22,
was pretty much
terms
cookie cutter.
now
Yeah.
is that's my baby daddy, that's my baby mama.
Good. Yeah, it really is. It's
So
kind of
marriage
weird.
is not a thing to look forward to, nor is it something that most men run around now saying, I can't wait to get married. They don't say that. They know for a fact that the law says if you marry that woman, you're responsible for that woman. So she got 3 other kids by 3 other men. Regardless of the daddy, you told the government, I'm responsible for all these people.
That's a good point you just said right there. Is that it's not just the relationship of the man and the woman. It's the relationship with the government
The government,
and the
because remember
relation.
now, if you're in a relationship with someone and the man is making money taking care of things, the government never enters the picture. But the government said if that guy were to leave, we can give you a deal, Section 8, food stamps, if you keep that man away.
Right. Right. We addressed that before.
Yep.
But what I'm getting at is like a man and woman's relationship really affects their own individual relationships with assets like a
Yep.
bank or their diet
Because people who,
or
if
yeah.
women think, for instance, in some women's conversations I had, if you were a doctor and you spent 10, 12 years to get to a doctor and she meets you tomorrow and y'all married for 1 year and you divorce, she think you should give her half. And the government used to give her half.
But so you saying that she shouldn't have half?
No, she shouldn't get half. Remember, you became a doctor, made money before she got there. So if I got $10 million right
Good
now
point.
before I meet you, you're not gonna marry me for 1 year and walk away with half. I took years to get 10 million. You've been with me for 1 year. What money, put like this, what money we earned while you were with me, I can split with you. If we earned 2 million, we can split 2 million, but you're not getting that 10 million because you had nothing to do with that 10 million.
Makes logical sense.
If you coming in dirt poor, if you're dirt poor and y'all been together for 30 years and you got to where she can get $1 million a month for life, like Johnny Carson's wife did, that makes sense. She was there when he was broke. She was there when he was a millionaire. So yes, she walking away, gets $1 million a life, $1 million a month for life. That makes sense.
Ooh. Wow.
Because she was there from the beginning.
Wow. Okay, but that's prenuptial agreement deals, right?
No. In their time, that was simple in law, and the court said she came in when she was with you when you had nothing. She was there and sacrificed till you got something. So yes, she does deserve half. But you cannot marry a guy that's worth $100 million and stay with him for 6 months, then divorce him and say I want half $100 million. What did you do to earn half of the money?
She made food. Maybe she was a homekeeper, but I
$50
don't know
million
if that
worth. Then let me pay you what you think the value of your food was that you provided. What do you think you provided? I pay you what you provided.
Not 50 million. That's
not 50 million. Because see, Tiger Woods' deal was that way. Tiger Woods did a prenup that said that if he didn't cheat and she walked away, she got 10 million. But if he did cheat, she takes half.
Wow. Whoa. That's still huge markers.
Well, you know what half was?
Huge markers.
10 million for not cheating, and she leaves. But if he got caught cheating, she gets half. Guess what half?
500 million?
$250 million.
250 million? Jeez.
So what would you rather pay her? 250 million or 10 million?
0, but obviously the lower amount.
Tiger Woods was in the news for cheating and doing those kind of things. So it's like you couldn't defend it. You had to give it to her. He had to sell that boat he had because he couldn't afford the payment. Now he's revamped his life now, got a new woman and everything else, but it cost you to leave her for a cheap little woman for one night stand or whatever. It cost you $250 million.
That is a big hotel bill. Checking the text line here. Laura writes, I cheated on my husband He left me. I want him back. What can I do?
You're gonna have to really appeal to him and show him why he should take you back. Because at this point in time, his trust for you has been broken. Anything you tell him at this point early on, it seems like another lie to him, another excuse.
So
So
everything's changed, basically.
you're gonna
Wow.
spend years to rebuild his trust. He needs to trust you that you will not do it again. And there's no guarantee that you won't, but he has to trust you. So if you want to take years and time to get him to trust you, to get him back, it's going to take that time to do that. It's not going to happen overnight. But I suggest that you suck it up, realize that it was a move that should not have been made, find someone else, and not repeat the process.
That's solid advice. That's solid advice. Thank you, Laura, for texting in 877-237-1143. We're on Twitch. We're on Twitter. We're on blindknowledge.com. We'll be up there. We're probably up there right now. You can F5 your screen, blindknowledge.com. I'm chilling with the man, the myth, the legend, and now you know him, Ondray Pearson. Ondray, quick question. What's your favorite color?
Burgundy.
Burgundy. Interesting choice. Why?
Just like the feel, it's a fall or a summer thing, so it's not too much work to do it. It can be either one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an open-ended question. Like, my favorite color is blue some days it's green. You know, I like, and there's no reason for it. I find that, like, different questions like that, simple stuff, like what's your favorite animal that you'd be if you had to be an animal, or what's your favorite color, it resonates. It resonates with your inners, your subconscious. Freud said that there's, what was it? The ego, the superego, and the id, I believe, and there's the different levels. I think I said it out of order. The id, the ego, and the superego. So what I'm getting at here is, it sounds like you have a great way of getting into these areas that maybe there's walls up. When you have to knock down these brick walls, or maybe they're just fiberglass walls, no matter if it's tough to get through or easy, how do you feel after? Do you feel satisfied? Are you happy? Do you ever feel bad? Like,
Well,
is it always a good experience?
Good question. I would probably say good about my approach to get the answer. I don't feel bad about getting the answer because it's part of the process. Good example. If I wanted to get deeper on this, I want to ask a tough question. I would ask it in the form of a question. Would you feel that your actions caused him to do what he did with you? They would answer me and they give me the truth, but I didn't say, tell me what's wrong. It's like direct, make them shut down. I asked them in the form of a question.
You don't have like paragraphs on a
Exactly.
spreadsheet. Yeah. Do you find that people lie to you, or are you able to tell?
Very much so. Very much so.
Really?
The
Oh,
first
man,
30 minutes can be 30 minutes of lies or 30 minutes of the truth.
Ooh, how's it
And I
usually
give you
go?
an example of it. On a
Please
date,
do. Yeah.
On a date when a guy's dating a woman, the first 30 minutes I tell women of that date, he's telling you the truth, but he's watching to see if your eyes light up. If your eyes light up on things he says, he'll keep telling you the truth. But if you look like you're disinterested in what he's saying, he will go to and resort to a lie.
So he'll switch it up and even lie just to make those eyes glisten.
Now, for the woman in a session, when I'm talking to her, the first 30 minutes is spent on telling me a lie. Because she don't want me to think that she's a bad woman, she's a bad person, or she can't be good, or she can't be loved, or anything like that. So she tells me the information in the way of, he did this first, so I reacted. He said this, so I reacted. I did this, but he did this. It's always he did. It's never maybe I did something or could have done something. Or maybe I said something wrong, or my tongue was the wrong way, or I was too slick in what I said. None of that resonate with her in the first 30 minutes. By the time we get through in that first 30 minutes and get to the next 30 minutes, I start asking questions, what I call valid questions, concerning, tell me exactly what happened. What did you say? What did he say? What did you do? What did he do? Then we find out that what was said and done was a reaction to something that was over here, but that didn't come directly from him. Some of it came from you as well. Your reaction to what he said or was doing was not a positive reaction. It was more of a negative reaction, which men don't like to hear being negative all the time.
Right.
So get your positive answers. You came negative. He took it as negative. He responded negatively. So now you're going nowhere.
It's a reflective thing. Reflective thing. I have learned so much. I hope y'all out there have learned as much as I have. I am just so I am so honored actually to have you on. I have a list here. I always have a clipboard. That's my thing. I always have a list of things that I want to ask. I actually crossed a lot of these out because there's no reason to get into fluff. I mean, we're talking some real talk here. You're doing some great things, Ondray.
I appreciate that.
You're tapping into real stuff. And I mean that not in a stupid terminology, real stuff kind of way, but just like heartstrings and overall relationships. We mentioned it earlier. Relationships are the fabric of society. It's the way things work, basically.
They can be hard. A lot of relationships are hard, and it's hard sometimes to talk about it, to try to get over it. It takes a little while to go through things. But I tell people all the time, remember that you can always talk to me, someone who understands what you're going through and can relate to what you're saying. So it's not as if you're talking about something I've never experienced, I've never seen, I've never been a part of, I've never lied or never got my heart broken. That's all myths. I've been through the same thing you've been through, but I've taken away from it things that are positive that I can share with someone to get them out of the negative part of the brain they may be in once they encounter it.
So that's interesting that you said that too. Is negativity is a wall and positivity is an open tunnel?
Correct. Because positive can keep the conversation flowing. If you're talking to someone and all they are is negative to you, you don't want to talk to them no more.
Yeah, who would want to pursue that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're in a relationship, it's very vital that you both give equal opportunity to talk to one another, listen to one another before you make judgment on one another. Let them finish their thought. Let them tell you how they feel. Don't take how they feel as being right or wrong. Take it as an understanding this is where they are. Don't attack them. Just let them talk. They tell you may not want to hear it, but this is how they feel. Now, your job is to understand why they feel that way towards you and how can you make it different and better for them to be with you.
It sounds like you open up a whole avenue of respecting your partner, respecting their perspective.
Because that's what builds the trust. If I respect you, then I can trust you. If I can trust you, then I can love you.
And it can grow and blossom, right?
Exactly.
And if there's no trust, it withers away?
If there's no trust, there will not any respect at all. And you will not be able to grow if there's no trust.
So if there's no trust, it's dynamite, right?
Yep. It's about to blow up at some time. The question is when.
Gotcha. There's actually a follow-up that I just now I need to know is when is enough enough? When is it just like, all right, I'm out of here, Splitsville after a 10-year marriage, or all right, he cheated on me 3 times, maybe the 4th I'll leave after a 10-year marriage?
And this is different for each person. Your enough status happens to this point. When you get to the point where you just have tried everything on your part to do right, be right, and love them, and they're not receiving it, they're not reciprocating what you're doing for them, it's time to make a decision. Am I going to stay and be treated this way, or am I going to leave and take my chances out somewhere else? Because if you stay there and you continue to be abused verbally, not physically, but verbally, and verbal abuse is just as dangerous and harmful as physical abuse. If you decide to continue to stay in a situation where it's not conducive to you growing with this person, or that the future that you both planned is not there, then you are voluntarily wasting your time and you're going to feel like crap throughout the whole thing. You have to say to yourself, I'd rather be by myself with peace than to be with someone to have chaos and be toxic.
I dig it. It's all about peace and love, man. It's like a hippie.
Yep. I told you men want peace.
Yeah, now I really, really want peace, for sure. And a cold shower, because so many realizations have happened to this guy. We hope it happened to y'all as well. Ondray Pearson, is there anything else we can give to the audience, give out to the universe? What can we leave them with? Any ideas, any advice? And also, how do we get in touch with you?
Well, you can get in touch with me by going to the social media, searching for the title, Why Does Love Hurt So Good? Once you get to my website of whydoeslovehurtsogood.net, and even if you listen to the podcast that come on, you can give me a direct call at 404-790-8714 to get your 30-minute consultation. That way we can talk and fix your problems in private. But if you have a business or services trying to enhance what you do, put your thoughts into a book, put your stuff into maybe a platform that you want people to hear and everything like that, but you don't have means to do it, be sure to reach out to me again. You can call me directly and I'll talk to you about it, 404-790-8714, because ODP Media.
Don't follow the number on my screen, y'all. I put 7714. You said it's
404.
Yep. Go. I'm sorry. Go right ahead. We need the real deal.
790-8714.
404-790-8714. His name is Ondray Pearson. The man knows some things. He's over on YouTube. He's got a new book. He's got an old book. How old is it, actually? I got to know. Just before we leave.
The old book is about 10 years old.
Really? Yo. Wow.
It took 5 years to write the one that's out now.
Oh, wow. So you're tying in a lot of time, a lot of interactions. That's great.
I have to be accurate. I don't want to give people inaccurate information to make them, to think the wrong thing or go the wrong place. I want them to have the facts so where they can make their decision based on information of their own choice.
I don't think there's enough of that.
True.
I don't think there's enough of that. And I think, just as a society, when we talk about health, mental health, behavioral health, even just like oncology, for example, it's tough to trust one opinion. Sometimes we look for second opinions and thirds, and we look outside of the box for answers. And Ondray, I think you can fill that void for sure. Folks, this is Ondray. Yo, if you do your best, then we can make sure that people feel sound when they call you, and they call you at 404-790-8714. He is Ondray Pearson. He's on Instagram. He has a website. He has a book. He has a message, folks. It's about relationships. It's about love. It's about peace. It's about dropping knowledge. My name is Joey B. This is Ondray Pearson. Ondray, any final words before we kick you off the screen?
Just let everybody know that there is someone that you can talk to who understands what you're going through, because I've been there too.
Wise words. You can kick me off the screen. I was just trying to make you laugh, buddy, because some of this stuff is pretty serious. We're going to go ahead and we're going to promote all your information over on Blind Knowledge, Twitter, blind_knowledge. We'll hook you up with as much promotion as we can. And thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you for enlightening me. And hopefully in the enlightenment of myself has helped to enlighten others.
I appreciate you having me. I truly do.
That's our goal, man. Thank you, Ondray. Yo, that was Ondray Pearson. Dude, how awesome is that guy? He knows a thing or two about a thing or two. I think if you go to a regular, therapist that maybe you get out of a directory from your insurance company, a lot of that is just the same old deal. What are they going to bill? How much are they going to get paid? What are the codes going in? It's all the same generic stuff. Yo, if you want something different, you want something natural, you want to have a real conversation, get to the bottom of things, and get to the bottom of those things. Call, text, email, send a smoke signal over to Ondray Pearson. And if you don't know, now you know. My name is Joey B. We were dropping knowledge. Check out Blind Knowledge. BlindKnowledge.com is a spot. It's hot. It's live. BlindKnowledge.com. We got a live stream. We got 18 podcasts. And hopefully Ondray will join us soon on that platform in some way, shape, or form. Probably through the live stream. And you can see this interview and many more over at BlindKnowledge.com. My name is Joey B. I'm going to go take a cold shower because, wow. Information for real. Yo, I hope you have a great night, a great week. Yo, take care. Peace and love. Bye-bye.